Welcome to Unrolled, episode 88. My name is Mike. Across the table from me is Chuck. In the beautiful shirt, bro.
Thank you, dog.
Is Jeremy. Back here in Peyote is Drew Carr and our special guest. Introduce yourself, Tommy.
Tom Patton.
Yep. What do you do?
So I do a couple things. I own a construction company called D2H Contracting. We build custom homes.
I'm kidding.
Remodeling.
I'm kidding. Nobody gives a fuck. How you doing, nobody?
I'm good. All right.
We know you're busy. We know you're busy. Yeah, we're not going to talk about any of that cool shit.
Nope.
What are we going to talk about?
We should. I mean,
Yeah, no, we definitely are. Hey, do you guys remodel, do you guys build fucking from scratch?
Well, I mean,
And I thought you
I'm
moved
not
away.
whittling the wood, but yes, we do.
You're not chopping trees?
Not chopping the trees.
Well, what,
Fuck that then.
Right.
yeah, what the fuck
Not
are we doing
interested.
here?
We got to pay
Not
other people to do
interested.
that.
Fuck.
All right. I want a bespoke fucking 2x4.
We're not
Right,
Amish.
right.
We're not Amish?
Yeah, we're not Amish.
Well, I'm out. All right.
Yeah, I can't
Thanks
build
for
a house in
watching.
6 days.
Like, share, comment. I thought you moved away.
I was in the process of moving away,
Okay.
and my father got sick.
Okay.
And we got some unexpected news with that, and I just kind of packed up shop and decided to move home.
Okay.
Not knowing what the hell I was going to do. No job, no nothing. Hadn't moved the family yet, which was good. We had about another month and a half before they were coming. Had to get the kids out of school and all that. Came home and just decided to be here, and I'm beyond thankful because I got 6 more months with my dad.
Nice.
My kids got 6 more months with Grandpa, and I got to be here and not be in another state. And my dad always pushed me to start my own company, and I kind of said, "Man, I'm not doing that." And he was just pushing me to write music, to play music more, and to do my own business. And through all that, he got to see me do all that.
Good.
So,
Dude,
best decision I ever made.
Hey, you know what? Good job, man.
Hell yeah.
That was beautiful. I better get all my questions
Funny how
out.
it takes us a long time to listen to people.
Yeah, I call it the hamster wheel. Seeing people now as an entrepreneur going on year 2. I've always had those aspirations. I've always had little part-time businesses. I've had an entertainment company. I had a small construction company, and I was a weekend warrior with all of it. But I never dove into the deep end of the pool because I was on that hamster wheel where I had the man, I had somebody paying me a nice fat salary.
Yeah,
all the things that everybody thinks they want. But year after year after year after year after year, I kept making other people wealthy.
Yeah, it wears you out, doesn't it?
Yeah, and I just kept learning from these guys, and I'm the one out there running their company while they're buying the big trucks, they're buying the vacation houses, they're buying the nice cars, and they're just giving me a little more dangle.
Yeah, you're building somebody else's dream.
Yep, and that's basically what I was doing, and I just I was scared to do it because I was secure. I had a good living. I had a nice house. I went on nice vacations. I had all the things that from the outside people look at. Well, now I'm going to eventually have all that, and I'm going to build something that I can drive by at 90 years old and see a building with my company's logo on it, or my band's logo on it, or my entertainment company's logo on it, and say, I helped start that. Now look at these people running with it.
Yeah.
I'm
we know about that shit.
I'm just trying to sell everything down to 5%.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hear you, man. I walked away from a company myself, or from industry, making a fuck ton of money, and to owning my own business is the best thing I ever did.
Yeah.
Best thing I ever did.
I would rather make $50,000 a year working for myself
Yep.
than to make $150,000 a year working for somebody else at this point, because
Easy.
every morning I spend time with my daughters. If my kid has something at school, I plan my schedule around it.
Yeah.
And I might work with, this is what people don't see about entrepreneurship and owning your own business. They don't see you at 11, 12 o'clock at night doing paperwork, doing invoices, doing those things. They don't see you at 3 o'clock in the morning sweating, going, how am I going to cover payroll for the next 3 months? Because you're looking at your pipeline. They don't see that stuff.
Nope.
But
You're still in the honeymoon phase of entrepreneurship, though.
the
Year
hell I
2.
am. I'm in.
Year 2. Come on, man. That's
Yeah,
the,
it's
that's
not always easy.
That's the goodie. That's the
Right?
goodie time, man. I'm still high on the hog.
16 right now.
Yeah. You're almost legal to fuck, bro.
I'm in the part right now where we don't take any money out. We just sink it back in.
Of course.
I'm going to make less money
Hey.
this year than I did in year 1.
Hey, Drew. 16 years in, do you still put money in? Yeah, absolutely.
Put more in than you take out, I'm sure, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You just got new beds, or whatever, you know. I mean, all that shit's expensive.
But I mean, at the end of the day, if you want to do something different, you got to fucking do something different.
Yep.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if you're fucking scraping by or your pockets are fat. You're doing it for yourself.
I've been trying to quit this fucking job for fucking since I started it, man.
Right.
I can't get
that
enough.
cocksucker won't let you go.
I can't get enough money up to get the fuck out.
So, this is not part of my question list for you, but I thought about it with the construction stuff. So I saw a program, so the Tiny House Nation bullshit or whatever, right? And so these people, these older folks, probably our age actually, because we're fucking old. They bought.
Whoa. Shots fired here.
Yeah.
We're middle aged.
The village. They bought a piece of property, right?
Yeah.
And let's say 10 acres or whatever it was. They sectioned off an area where they made their own street.
Yeah.
And they had a tiny house built for their, like, every kid had their own little house. They had like a communal like game house, and then like a laundry.
Yeah.
And that's fucking cool. I would love to do something like that.
So-
would you do something like that?
That's
I
all.
would be
That's
more
all.
happy to
That's
do
all about the city, though, too.
I've seen that show.
My brother's doing that.
The Righteous
as we
Gemstones?
speak.
Yeah, I've seen that show.
No, it's me and my 17 wives.
Oh.
Yeah,
My
or some shit
my
like
brother is doing that as we speak. He was the chief of police here in Hartford, Illinois, right down the road. He retired June of last year. Him and his wife bought 24 or 26 acres in Alabama with his mother-in-law, sister-in-law, his wife, his daughter, her husband, and then his daughter, my niece she's 20. So they're building tiny houses down there. They're living in campers and then building tiny houses. As my niece and her husband's is done, and then eventually when those are done, they're going to do, like he said, a big communal rec area on their 24 acres of property.
Yeah.
So are you, what would you think about building a recording studio in the middle of fucking nowhere that we don't have property for, or...
So
Perfect.
when market shifts,
We need a little more space because we
when
keep hitting
market shifts,
shit.
you could just come to when I build my new house, which my house is only 5 years old. But when I build my actual new house, my plan is as a musician, I want to have a spot that I can just go to.
Well, we got to be able to smoke in there, drink
Okay.
in there, and throw up in
And
there.
do drugs. And
The throw up part is where we're going to have a problem because I'm going to tell you to man up.
Well-
Is this a women's podcast or a men's
No,
podcast? Okay.
I'm going to tell you. Did you only bring one of these?
Is it unrolled, like unrolling
I got one of
tampons?
these.
I
or-
think so. I didn't know what I was getting into.
We're not
until now.
puking.
Right.
Or if you do, you better puke and rally.
You know what? No one's thrown up here on the show yet.
Not currently.
Not yet.
Yet. Right. I just keep getting a little harder in the paint, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a fan.
For 10
You're
o'clock
a
in the
fan?
morning.
Yeah.
Here for it.
For 10 a.m.
Yeah. We got a later start.
10 p.m. on the
Yeah.
other side.
That's right. It's fucking Wednesday over in Hong Kong,
catch
bro.
up.
So you are who you working with on, like, so you started your own company and then you are doing what with where?
So I have my company is based out of our office is actually in Glen Carbon at the entrance to Sunset Hills Country Club. That's where my office is.
Right.
And then we pretty much do everything. Glen Carbon, Troy, Maryville, Collinsville, Highland is our bread and butter, but we're getting more into Godfrey and Bethalto. Holiday Shores is, you know how it is. You do one project somewhere, and that person asks their neighbor, and then
Sure,
so we're
sure.
starting to roll into Holiday Shores and even Godfrey.
Nice.
So I'll go anywhere as long as the money's there. I have an appointment tomorrow.
What if money's not there? Would you
Yeah.
still
I'm
go?
not going there.
No.
Why are we doing
What if
this?
it's me and I need help in
You're
college?
Yeah.
Collinsville. Then we're going to Collinsville. We do Collinsville.
But
There-
maybe Wood River,
We do-
because
we'll
we're
go
trying to
Wood
get
River.
you into a up and coming development area.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
also trying to get stuff done in my house, so.
Well, you go to,
Selfishly.
Man, fuck
I'll
your
go to
house.
Collinsville in a second.
Fuck your
And,
house.
I'm doing a project for a friend that Drew and I went to high school with as we speak right now.
Is that right?
You know, so what I do with friends usually, I don't try to make the money off material.
We're looking for charity cases.
Yeah,
is
that's
what we're looking
call
for.
Red Cross.
What if we're a
not
501c3? Do we have a 501c3 available? I'm looking.
Available? They're
yeah.
always available.
No, I'm looking at you. Do you have one? I feel like you would have one for some
No,
reason.
dude, I stay away from that.
Oh, okay.
I have a daughter in competition dance, so I always tell people your charity doesn't pay for my bills.
Right. No, but it could. The advertising.
he said.
The advertising alone.
Oh,
No, I looked into doing that, but it's
It's a nightmare, bro.
It's a fucking train.
Because I was
wreck.
looking at it for. I actually hired a lawyer for it, and dude, the first piece of paper is $5,000.
Right, yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, jeez, just to fucking have a tax shelter.
Nah,
You
I'd
know?
rather. I always prefer to just have a corporation that donates and there are good benefits in doing that too.
So
you can be altruistic.
I was talking about the Freedom Jam thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're a 501c3, so it's like that's why I'm like I can give you $200. It's fucking August, bro. I'm gonna write that shit off here in 4 months, 5 months.
Can we start our own religion?
Yes.
Yes, you
Chuck's
can.
actually a reverend.
Yes.
Pretty sure you could do
Yeah,
that.
I am too, actually. So,
Are you?
Yeah, I'm ordained.
So
yeah.
we have a dual. Is there a church with 2 reverends going? Can we have 2 different sermons?
It's like having 2 drummers. You don't normally see it, but if you did,
I
it'd be
think we.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is how it goes.
Can we cut your arm off?
Can we cut
I'm not a lizard, bro. It ain't gonna
You
grow
said
back.
you said drummers. It was cut your arm off.
Fuck that flipper, dude. Fuck no.
What would your church be called? With dual reverends, dual ordains.
Well, there's going to be a problem.
The Church of Latter-day Sinners.
It's going to be a problem.
Oh,
It could be a problem.
That actually should be.
is that the name? Is that the name of the church?
I
It's
think
going to be a
just gonna-
problem.
I just think it's gonna be a campfire, dude.
I'm
Ain't no
just-
building fucking required.
I'm just
man.
going to preach Satanism just because.
Yeah.
do it. Yeah, I'll teach people what fucking religion, what that Bible is really about.
So could the body,
Right,
could the
right.
body of Christ be like 3 grams of fucking mushrooms or something? You
Yeah.
just
Rad, dude.
and then you come back in 35 minutes and then
if you actually, I mean, if you do the legwork, you can. I mean, you can absolutely do that.
yeah, dude, I couldn't do the legwork for a 501c3, so I seriously doubt if I'm gonna do the legwork.
Oh, it'd
for a
be
fucking-
easier, bro.
You think
It'd be
so?
Easier. Fuck yeah, dude.
Oh,
Have you seen
to-
the people that run these
To
churches
get
around
to
here?
get church-free tax dollars, you have to have you have to have a building,
Uh-huh.
a congregation of so many,
Right.
and
How do they
Build a
know?
building.
How do they know?
there's something else. There's
gotta-
something else too.
I know we know
but
plenty
that
of
was the-
like-minded people.
That was the 2 big things.
I'll be
Was
honest,
the-
you guys
was
don't want
the-
any part of doing anything with the church.
No.
Kind
was,
of, kind of.
Ooh.
Why not?
Was,
I mean, we got 2 ordained ministers here, right? Reverends. How?
Yep.
What's the actual?
Yeah.
What are
either
you?
Works.
ordained ministers.
Yeah.
Either works. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then I think
I can deliver the sacrament.
I don't know what that means. What's the sacrament?
The body.
Pee Wee Herman style.
Oh, the body of Christ.
You know, deliver it Pee Wee
Too
Herman
soon?
style.
Is that too soon?
Is that too
Right.
soon?
You do
Right.
Pee Wee Herman references already? Is it too
R.I.P.
soon?
Pee Wee Herman.
Right.
I got a buddy going off right now.
I didn't realize he was 70.
I got a buddy going off right now.
Was.
He was caught with child
Yeah.
porn.
Well, he
How do
still
you
lives
like
like
this
that.
guy?
He wasn't caught with child porn.
He technically was caught with child porn.
How was he
I
caught
thought
with
he was
child porn?
jerking off in a.
Yeah, he was
Adult,
jerking off.
adult theater,
He,
bro.
no, he was caught with vintage. There were vintage pictures. They were old pictures.
I've almost always felt sorry for him because he got that. I mean, obviously he got that role and he made a ton of money, but how do you come back from that?
No, you don't.
Like, and that's like
Don't.
if you were to probably look
They
at the
were-
psychology of him, he probably was a really sad, hurting individual and probably really needed some mental
Can you
help.
imagine? He had to live his life as a caricature
Right.
of himself.
Of a
forever,
weird character.
just to be accepted.
But he was,
Yeah.
but he was great in Blow.
Yeah, he was phenomenal.
Oh, he did really good stuff, but
What was the movie he was the bellhop in?
I don't know.
He was good, and it was a Cheech and Chong movie.
Yeah,
He was in 2 Cheech and Chong movies.
But he had to live a very like sad, like lonely life.
Well,
You
let's
don't-
be honest.
you don't
I'd
know.
say a lot of those people probably do when it comes down to it.
Yeah.
When
Bro.
you shut the lights off at night,
I think
and
we
the,
all do.
the money doesn't fucking matter. You're fucked.
Just Mike Tyson talked about that. I just saw a thing on him. He said his happiest time of his life. This is before he kind of really resurfaced again. Was his 3 years in prison. He said because he had peace when he was in there.
Nah, man, it's because you're weighted on hand and foot, bro. You get food, you get fucking rec time. I mean,
Well, he probably did.
Well, like he said,
Right.
he goes, I had all the money in the world, but if you're miserable,
so his money's
poor,
just
and you get money, you're still going to be miserable with money.
no.
I did it. I made fucking what was it, about 300 grand a year for a while, and I was fucking miserable.
I just
Right.
spoke
Worst years of my life.
I just spoke at Drew and I's high school for career day a while back, and one of the things that I wanted to leave an imprint on these kids, instead of things and money make you happy,
Yeah.
you will never have enough of either.
No,
So,
dude. Like when
there's
you're
a
laying on
balance
your
with it. I mean, we all
deathbed,
want
you're not
stuff.
going to be laying there saying, "I wish I worked more, I made more."
Yeah, I wish I had 10
You know,
cars.
fuck that. Doesn't matter. None of it fucking matters.
They never asked me to do career day. Those fucking cocksuckers.
Drew,
Well,
I'm going to be honest with you. I walked in there and I had to go home and get humbled with the 3 women in my house because they made me feel like a rock star. I haven't stepped foot in my Wood River High School. I went in May, and I hadn't stepped foot in the doors other than the gym for like my brother's stuff. And I'm talking the actual main building, East Building.
Yeah.
I hadn't stepped foot in there since May of 1998 when we graduated. So 25 years
Right.
had been. There were still teachers there. Now they're the older ones, but there were people there that knew who I was. There were younger teachers that knew who I was. And with the coolest thing, I get into my classroom, and some guy's like, "You're Tommy Patton." I'm like, "Yeah, nice to meet you." He was like, "You umpired my baseball game when you were playing college baseball," and he's like telling me the story about something I did in this game, like throwing the ball down and like catching a ball barehanded. I was an umpire. I don't remember the story, but it was like, man, I left an impression on this kid's life and I didn't realize I did it. But I walked out of that school feeling like I was somebody.
Yeah.
And it was just really, really, it made me feel good, but like I had to come home and be humbled a little bit.
Well, yeah, you got to realize that in those moments, it's like that big fish, little pond scenario, right?
Yeah.
You're like, hey, this feels good, but let me just understand that it wasn't really me. It was things that were happening through me and around me, and
it motivated me in my world to like, you never know the impression you're gonna leave on somebody. Those were good impressions I left, but how many bad impressions did I leave on somebody by having a bad day and being a jerk and taking out on a waitress or a gas station person?
this world operates on polarity. So for every good, there is a bad.
And it just motivated me to just try to be a better person in every action I have.
Yeah, man.
So since you just mentioned it, that was my first question for you. It's now been 25 years since we graduated high school, right? How does that make you feel?
Middle-aged. It makes me feel like I got a long time to go, but man, if I could redo some things in that 25 years, I would have started this business 25 years ago. I would have
because
I wasn't mentally and emotionally ready. I know that, but like you're looking
right.
at those things like
bro. You gotta. It comes when it comes.
Yeah.
You gotta fucking just trust the universe, trust God, whatever it is that you're trusting, and
There's a schedule.
there is.
There's a fucking schedule.
Because
right?
I'm going to tell you,
All
so
of it.
so the Alton shop does really well until the building gets repoed. But
or a flood comes.
no, I'm cool with floods. I've battled so many floods in that building. It's not even. I'm not even worried
I'll
about it.
smoke a cigar in a boat in front of your building.
Well, that's why Chuck's building a jet, John, bro.
By the time the flood comes, we'll be able to ferry car.
Oh, we could
Hey.
put our church on a barge.
Hey, real quick.
saying.
What is
Like
it? International
Ozark.
waters.
Yeah, dude. Like
Can we? Never mind.
It
We'll
was
talk about
Ozark,
that.
yeah.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll talk about this after. Hold on.
I think we found the body of Christ.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Body of water on the body. That's what we call it.
The body of Christ on the body of water. Oh, fuck yes. Yeah.
My boat's called the Irish Wake, so
The river of life.
Bro, you got a boat?
yeah.
I'm glad we got invited on that. We could have done the podcast there.
We can reconvene.
That's what we podcast in an old houseboat or tugboat. There we
So
go.
there's a nice houseboat right now for sale for $26,000. I mean, how much is it to build a studio?
Drew, you got that?
Yeah. Hey, I got
Checks in the mail, Drew, right?
Drew's got that.
True. Hey, cash out, bro. Let me see what my stock's up to. And then
Drew's are not up at all.
I know this motherfucker's red all the
See
time.
it.
He's green right now, but
That's why he ain't got no money.
right.
I had my iPod ready to go for this, just so I can, we need to look at a video or something, the Rogan style where they pull it up.
Yeah.
My daughter decided to play on it last night. It was dead this morning.
That's
so
okay.
They're not supposed to be touching my things, and they know this. But
Oh fuck, I'm
That's
down.
when they want to touch it more.
yeah,
So, second part of that question is, give us one of your favorite high school memories.
man, just one.
I give a couple, whatever you want to do.
All right.
But they're all pretty good. I know.
Why is everybody down right now?
Favorite high school memory.
Not buying a boat.
Graduation was pretty cool. Your speech was pretty awesome. You called out some of your homies. You talked about pilots and maybe pro baseball players. I didn't make it there, but still got a shout out. And then was it Nicole that spoke as well, talking about how we started as a class and they had the horrible article written about us opposed to how we finished. I thought that was actually pretty cool. Those were two cool memories of that part. Probably my favorite memory was God, I hope he don't listen to this because I wound up busting my varsity baseball coach's lip like wide open. I was a junior, and you guys know what an L screen is, where the pitcher throws behind it, he's protected during batting press. He's throwing BP. I'm catching. I'm varsity catcher. I'm a junior, and you're trying to lob the ball over this little L screen because if I buzz it in there, I got a little window. And I'm a junior in high school. I'm not a pro. I'm mediocre at best. And I keep lobbing it. He's not catching him. I'm overthrowing him, and he decides to. Now this guy was a semi-pro football player. Like he played in like the UFL. He was a football-minded guy coaching baseball, and they are not the same mindset.
No, not at all.
And he just rips me. God dang it, Patton. Blah blah blah. I got sophomores and freshmen that could throw the ball back better. Well, he nicknamed me as well, Tommy Gun, in high school, and I went by that. And I had a pretty good arm. and I just got embarrassed. So the next ball, I stand up and I throw it back to him, and he goes to catch it, and it busts his lip open because he couldn't catch the heat. So it lit him up. He kicks me out of practice, the whole 9 yards.
Should have been standing there.
Shouldn't have been standing there. I get a high five from a couple of the other coaches. Go into my drafting class the next day with him, which, by the way, I had for like 2 hours. So that's going to be fun. I walked in. I never worked in drafting class. Zangori had his desk one way. I had mine. We just basically worked on the same thing for the whole year. Never turned in project. We were athletes. We didn't need to. Right. So I come in, I get my desk up like I'm working, and he just comes and launches a baseball at me. Like bare hand launch a baseball from 20 feet away.
So
as hard as he can. Here's the best thing. It hits my desk, and I went and caught it. Well, sorry about your lip, coach. So that's one of my greatest memories.
That's fucking
It's because he
dude.
tried to show me up, and I'm like,
dude, that motherfucker would leave drafting class, not teach us how to use AutoCAD, would leave, go walk around and shoot his dip, and then we'd shut those computers down and play Quake.
oh,
Yeah, because somebody loaded Quake on the school server, and we could figure out how to pull it up from the drafting computers, so we could sit in there and have like a LAN party playing Quake.
we got to see Boobs in his class too.
Oh,
He constantly played Caddyshack.
Wow.
So he was a great teacher. What's funny, I used
Sounds
a lot
like
of the
it.
stuff that I
Yeah,
used.
sounds like it was a horrible teacher.
Right.
Well, there's a
Sorry,
couple
guys,
guys.
I'm out.
There's a couple guys in my
Here's some
class
titties.
that are actually architects and draftsmen for a living. I started college to do that, and I used what I used in his class and wound up using at Lewis and Clark briefly in what I do.
That was one of my favorite, like actually like using that program though, because I never did anything like that.
Yeah.
Right? It's outside of my purview, so I was like, I designed a house using this, and I printed on that fucking big thing. It was so cool.
Those programs need to be used more. I mean, we need to be using AutoCAD and drafting. We need to be using machine shops. We need to be using welding. We need we need those auto mechanic shops. Those need to become to the forefront of what we're teaching in schools right now.
Well, if you go to Collinsville, they've got a really good
Yeah.
program for
It
that.
does in
They
this
have a home
area.
building program.
No,
It does in this area.
we need
It
more
does in
like
this area.
social justice classes.
We need because
This fucking guy.
because most of these kids,
it's the fucking Cutwater.
most of the kids in this area are not going to college.
No.
No, they're not.
Colleges.
So they need to
Colleges
give
are
them.
struggling
They
right
need to
now.
give them
They are struggling.
the
As
chance
they're too
to
much
have
money.
the trade.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
need to give them the head
If you
start on
wanna-
the trade.
if you
I've been
wanna be
saying
like
that since
Drew.
I was in high school.
If you want to be like Drew and you know what you want to do, like if you're going to graduate high school and I want to go be a chiropractor, okay, you need to go get your degree, you need to go get your doctorate, you need to, because you need that to do that. But if you don't know what you want to do and have a clear path, why would you go to college?
Yeah, just go
And
deliver
spend-
pizza.
Because you're expected to.
No, because
that's
you're
the problem
told
with
to.
people that
Yeah,
were
that
born in
too.
the 80s and the 90s.
But that's not even what I'm
preach.
talking about.
That's
That's
the
not even
system.
what I'm talking about. This area is so mid to low income that those kids do not have a chance to go to college.
They don't have a chance to go.
and they need that head start on that trade.
the
That would make
return on the investment's
such
not worth
a
it.
huge difference.
You could go if you
I'm not even
were-
talking about the return on the investment. I'm talking about they're not going to have
Yeah.
the chance to go there.
Yeah. If you can learn a trade, a good trade, and you get into that trade and you learn how to do it and you excel at that trade, these are, in my opinion, these are the people that they make the money, they've got a nice home, they buy a new truck every 5 to 6 years, they go on the nice vacation, and they've got money because they've learned a trade. And a lot of times those guys are making good money and they're doing things for people that didn't go to college.
Yeah,
And
I
you
think
could
Or
take
that went to college that ain't making any money.
And you can take a trade anywhere.
Take a trade anywhere.
If you know how to weld, you can weld anywhere.
Bro, for real.
Anywhere.
Like, yeah. Well,
If you know how to weld, you can make $200,000 a year
Yeah.
working at the
Underwater
refinery.
or not even that. You can go
Not
to
even that.
You can go to the marina and fucking weld and fucking be.
You can go to a
live on the
foreign
beach.
country, and I guarantee you can find a job welding. Guarantee
I
it.
got a buddy of mine that's a welder. He's in his late 40s, early 50s now. He's one of those welders that he welds from September through April, and he doesn't work all summer long. He makes his 6 figures, and he takes his summers off. He's got a camper up in Carlisle Lake. He goes up there every weekend, and he boats and fishes and hangs out outdoors all summer long.
Yeah.
And the only time he goes, occasionally I'll go work. I'll get a call. It'll be a week project, but he's like, it's paying stupid money.
Yeah,
But
guess-
I mean,
yeah.
so he's working part time, you know, a handful of months out of the year, learning a trade.
Until we realize that what we're doing is we're schooling people to be a part of the system that we're in.
The system.
To get on the hamster wheel?
To get on the hamster wheel. We're not educating them.
No.
Nobody gets a fucking education.
No.
They get schooled.
Why are we not teaching people how to do tax? Like, why wasn't I learning taxes and tax code?
Why didn't you learn law?
Right.
Why didn't you get the Black's fucking book of law and learn that language that they speak? So when you get pulled over or pulled up into the fucking county, you know how to communicate because that's a different fucking language.
All you got to be is a delinquent, and you learn that.
Yeah, I tell you what, criminals know the law.
right.
I'm a certified paralegal in Madison County. Might as well be anyway. So.
But yeah, I mean that's like it's all like
That's part of
and
our
the
church
conversation
service.
we're having is about so far like how do you make more money? Well, let's teach motherfuckers how they don't have to make more money to be happy first.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and let's teach them how to keep more money.
Yeah.
That's the fucking
And
key.
invest more money.
Because so my grandpa probably made no more than $50,000 a year.
Right.
And that dude, you know, from here, he's got all the money.
Sure.
He invested it. He did this, that, because they learned money back then.
Yeah.
They didn't learn. You know, now what is the money? Dude, we don't even understand what cash is. People
Money
don't even
now is
take cash.
medicine for your unhappiness.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
And in our system, it's built off corporations and money. It's, I mean, capitalism 101.
Right.
So if people are hurt, they need to spend money to feel better.
Sure.
If they spend money to feel better, you profit more. So why do you want people to not fucking hurt?
Right.
You don't. You want them to hurt. You want them
Right.
to be fucking fat.
It's called
be
retail
sick.
retail
So
therapy.
you're calling it?
And they also
so
like
you're,
to give
so
them
you're
prescription
saying
drugs instead of going and seeing somebody like
Exactly.
him
So
to
are
get
you
natural
saying-
remedies
Exactly.
to get adjustments.
Yeah.
so
yeah.
you're saying
fucking witch doctor.
it's opiate for the masses?
yeah,
It is.
man.
It's
is.
absolutely.
But that hole never fills. You can never fill
No,
that
it doesn't.
hole. It's like you fix yourself.
it's
If
a
you're
facade.
not
until-
it don't
yeah.
matter how much money
Yeah.
you
It
have.
doesn't, dude.
So,
it doesn't.
just in case the mic didn't pick it up, that hole never fills until you fix yourself.
That's right.
Bingo.
Because that is the real fucking thing.
Fucking right,
Yeah.
man.
And that's things I think we need to preach to kids. I always have people ask me, you know, I have two daughters. What do you want your daughters to be when they grow up? And there's two things I always tell everybody. I want them to be happy, and I want them to have purpose. I want them to be happy in their life and whatever they do, and I want them to have purpose in what they do, serving others, giving to others, and make a difference in this planet.
That's right, man.
Have anybody seen Shia LaBeouf here recently?
No.
Remember how he was a weird, like deep, like he
Do
was one of
it.
those crazy
Just
actors.
do it.
He was
Smart dude.
recently talking about that stuff right now about just generally being happy.
yeah.
Dude, he was awesome on the Hot Ones. You see him on Hot
He's-
Ones?
yeah.
He was so good.
Like
he's
I
just
didn't
sick
realize
dude,
that he's
man.
like he's one of those ones that's looking at the weirdism of Hollywood now, and he's like got on the outside of it. And he's like, man, that doesn't make you happy. How many Ferraris does it take to make you happy, or how many big houses and bedrooms? I mean,
29.
About two.
20.
I would like to have
Probably
one.
about two Ferraris.
I'd like to have one. Just
I'm gonna
to
wreck
know.
one.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm 5'11", 250 pounds. Ferrari's not really in my wheelhouse.
Nah, the LaFerrari can fit in that.
You know, I mean, I know Shaq
I'm
has
gonna-
one, but he can afford to custom. I don't know if Jamie can make that
I
Ferrari
gotta have
work
at
for
least
me down the
two.
road.
I'm gonna have at least two because I'm gonna total the first one out.
Yeah.
So,
more than likely.
It's over.
did.
If I don't total it, it's gonna get impounded.
I'll just
One
rent
way or
them.
the other.
Just rent
It's
them.
not a Charger, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it'll get impounded.
Well, Chuck won't put tags on it. So,
Yeah, I would be a Ferrari guy.
Why would I put tags on it? You got to catch me to give me a ticket.
I would never tell people I was wealthy, but there would be signs, and the sign would be the $1 million yacht. Like that would be me. Like, where did he go? Be like, oh, he's on a boat. Like he lives there half the year.
Yeah, he's in
That would be me.
South the coast of fucking Greece or some shit. And fucking
Yeah,
yeah.
or you know South Carolina. You know,
South Carolina.
I'm not a fan of getting too far from this country.
No, you know, I like.
You don't have to be wealthy to disappear.
Nope. You can disappear in Alton.
Right.
You really can.
Right.
Up on those bluffs, you can, boy.
You can disappear, period. So
There's a house for sale on top of the bluffs in Alton.
So
I think we could get to. Was it 4 or is
That
it
could be the
7.8
studio.
million for the
no,
Olin
that
mansion?
was yeah, it's like 8.9. It's
Yeah.
the Olin Mansion.
Olin Mansion.
There used to be a shooting range in the bottom.
I was in that house about 10, 12 years ago when the Tomers owned it.
Yeah, did we doing rehab shit on it?
No, I was back in automotive back then, and JT, Lloyd's youngest son,
Yeah.
was a buddy of mine.
Ford GT.
And I had to deliver the Ford GT, and I told him, I'm driving this, just so you know. I had it up to about $170.
Yeah.
I was following the Ferrari that they owned.
Guess who lost a race to a Ford Focus? JT.
Oh,
Yeah.
it happens.
No, he's a fucking schmuck.
He's happy in Florida right now.
I'm sure they
Got
all
him a hot
are.
wife.
Yeah, I'm sure they all are. MLM for life.
Oh, they wear the multi-level marketing stuff.
Multi-level marketing
yeah.
stuff. It's always good if you're on top of the pyramid.
Yeah.
So
right.
Shit rolls downhill.
What you're saying is they're Egyptians? Is that what you're saying?
yes, they are walking like Egyptians.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us about your time playing baseball. Did you reach all your goals?
No, not even close. But
Who'd you play for?
I played at Lewis and Clark briefly,
Right.
quit, and then I became one of those local softball guys.
Okay.
And did that, and then ran into a guy that I played ball with, and going into my 30s, I was still in pretty damn good shape. I was 27 at the time, and a guy had me try out for a semi-pro team.
Okay.
Like wood bats, it was for former college athletes, current college athletes that you can't pay them
Right.
because then they lose their eligibility. So I started doing that, kind of playing college circuit. Wound up going down to Memphis, playing independent ball down there for a summer. Did really well. Had a tryout with Pirates. Did well. Defensively, I was good. Offensively, I wasn't. You know, I don't have today's world. It's all about launch angle and how far you can hit the ball. I was a gap hitter, which is great.
That's what
If you're
I
a
call
fast
myself on the
runner.
Yeah,
weekends.
it's like old Whitey ball, right?
I'm a great gap
Wide open.
Gap hitters are great if you can, hit it in the gap and get to second base.
hit a
But
few
if you're
gaps.
slow,
That's what I'm
and
saying.
like me, I'm husky. I can't really get to second very fast. So
Was Memphis? Was that Mudcats?
no, it was actually the Memphis Cardinals. We're not
Memphis Cardinals.
We're not. A
No,
part of the
no, I
St.
know,
Louis
I got
Cardinals.
you.
None
Yeah,
of
yeah,
not
of
an
course.
affiliate. I made
Yeah.
$250 a week, and they put me in a house.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, it's more than what I make.
So I'm telling you,
What the fuck?
living high on the hog. At the time, I had a Ford F-150, pretty
Hating
loaded
gas.
out with a $500 a month payment. You know, this was Obama time. Gas was $4 a gallon.
Yeah,
So-
but you were hitting all the gaps.
It's more than that now.
Now it's hitting the
Right.
gaps.
Right.
Right.
Dude, I've been trying to hit the gaps all fucking week.
Getting to second base, hitting the gaps.
Right.
Getting to second base winded.
Yeah, well,
I don't know if you guys ever
I
played
mean-
ball in Memphis. That's hot.
I mean,
Top
No,
balls that was
but-
human.
I had a pair of Nike cleats.
mean-
This is my second game wearing them. The glue melted off the bottom. Like walking to the dugout.
well, they're put together by children.
I usually don't play ball till I'm in the air conditioning, so I
Yeah,
can
it
enjoy
was-
it.
And at least have a fan on, bro.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Because
Fan
if
on
I
the
start
balls.
breaking a sweat,
We're talking about something else on the side
That's
of
what
the
you got. Fan on the balls.
I'm just chasing the gaps, bro.
hitting the gaps,
With a fan.
playing
Yeah.
ball.
Yeah, I gotta have the fans. There's always
Do you
fans
Do you
going.
prefer the dry gaps or the moist gaps?
Oh, they gotta be wet, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
I
you like to start dry.
Good pink sock ain't
And
too
then-
bad once in a while.
I
though.
spit
like-
on. I spit on that motherfucker to start.
Yeah.
Good pink sock ain't too bad once in a while.
Good pink sock.
Good pink
Really,
sock.
really
Yeah.
deviated.
Hot pink.
But no, I never reached my goals. But
Our goal is to derail everything we
What
ask.
was your goal?
our goal was to make it.
Make it
Make-
like the
So
major
you
Make
league.
it was to make
You're
it.
cunt hair from there, right? Like you're
No,
So,
hitting the
so they
gap.
say the top 1% makes it. Top 1% in the world makes it there. I feel like I might have been top 15%, 20% in the world.
You're 1% in my book, Tommy.
I'll take it. That's
Right on,
all that
man.
matters.
Right on.
I mean, but yeah, I mean, how cool would that have been to have done that for? But then I look at it now, at 43 years old, I'd have been long retired. Man, how many pro athletes do you see that they grow up being, high school and college and their 20s, they're all that, and then all of a sudden they're 40-something years old and they're
Smoking
quote unquote
crack.
they're normal,
Yeah.
and they don't know how to be normal.
What's like a child actor?
Right, they start
It-
smoking
it-
crack.
like
Yeah.
they don't know how, they don't know how to go to a job. They don't know how to
See,
just
that's how-
function
yeah, I
without
peaked-
being in that limelight.
I peaked in high school and it's been downhill ever since. So.
I still have never peaked. I'm hoping maybe.
That's a good
I'm hoping
fucking
that
attitude, man.
I'm hoping I'm an
Nah,
80-year-old that peaks.
I've already
Fucking right.
peaked.
Like, man, this 80-year-old guy's got to figure it out.
Bro, I'm making out with
Is that
70-year-olds.
hair on?
No.
It's hot as fuck.
Well,
Are you warm?
I'm sweating.
Really?
Yeah, I'm hitting the gaps, man.
do you need a fan on?
It's only 78 in here.
Yeah. That was a good.
Oh, okay.
That was a good year.
It was a good year.
That was a good
Yeah,
year.
it was a good year.
I
I
wasn't
was
around for
You take some
78.
niacin before
learned
you
how to
come in.
run
or
that
what?
year, I think.
Yeah, you.
How old are you?
Almost 47.
Oh shit. Well, good for
Yeah.
you.
So you're the old man here.
Yeah, I guess
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, because I'm 45.
Old fucker.
I pretend to be 35 so I can not feel bad
You're the
about
baby,
things.
then,
Really?
right? Or how old
Yeah.
are you?
45.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a September birthday.
November. Yeah.
November. See,
Oh.
I'm July, so I got him by a few months.
Right on, man. Yeah, I guess I am the old man.
Well, technically, I'm not 45. I'll be 45 this month.
That's your
So
45.
technically,
August, yeah.
You're 45.
God, I'm so immature. You guys are.
Dude, I'll match your immaturity.
I didn't realize. I didn't
I'll
realize
see
you
you in a race
graduated.
one.
Bro,
I didn't
I
realize
will
you
win the
guys-
immaturity award. I promise you this.
I didn't realize you graduated from Wood River '98. We know a bunch of the same people.
Well, sure.
You know,
It's a fucking small town.
Your car.
Drew Carr? No, he's a dick. He's a dick.
You know
dude.
Andrew
I
Buford?
know him. He's a dude. He's a complete dude.
Yeah, that guy.
Who's that?
Terrible. That Drew Carr guy.
Yeah, I wouldn't fucking talk to that guy.
Right.
Jesus Christ.
Have you ever thought about making a logo that's like the old Jakar cologne, but it just says Drew Carr instead
Oh,
Dude,
shit.
Write that down. Right.
Yeah, bro.
10%.
Yeah.
I got my book right
I mean,
here.
how fucking rad would that be?
No, we need
dude?
that now.
The
Hey,
black with the red.
bro, I'm going to get some Dakar Noir
Hey, if
fucking.
you can get that
Oh,
done-
Jesus Christ. We
if
got
you
two
can get that
fucking
done
notebooks.
next-
Yeah.
Ah, fuck Christ.
Get that done next month. I'll wear that shirt at the Armory at the end
Yeah,
of
how rad would that be, dude?
the on stage.
Be sick, dude.
Who came up with that? Was that you? Yeah.
take it.
Yeah, that's you.
Yeah, as long as I get a shirt. I'm
Can we
cool,
get
dude.
a? You know what? Let's get a website going
Can
for
we-
Unrolled,
Can we
and
just
then
make it smell good too?
Dude, Drew
Can
Carr,
we make it
Drew
smell
Carr,
like Drew
Noir.
Carr?
but can we call it Drew Carr Moore?
Yeah, Noir.
Yes, dude. Yes, this is happening.
Yeah, dude, we're just
Yeah.
a table of entrepreneurs.
I wanna
Hey,
go smell
Drew,
that.
Drew,
Yeah,
Car-
me too.
Drew Carr Moore.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I like
write,
it.
write that down.
I got you, homie.
Yeah,
I got you.
Can you design?
I can.
All right,
I got
so
it.
you
I mean,
design.
it's just pretty much black, which I wear black on stage anyways.
No,
I
yeah,
got
no,
it. I
no,
got
we-
the software.
I
I
like
can
my
do it.
Yeah, all
like
right. So
Miller.
we got Drew Carr Moore.
Yeah, more.
Yeah.
It'll be MOIR though.
Yeah,
It'll
of
be
course,
more.
of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on.
Fancy.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Yes.
be fancy.
Maybe we have this emoji at the bottom. You know, the fucking emoji. I fucking love it. Maybe,
It's a nice.
yeah, it's- we need 3 of these.
We do 3 of them.
Yeah, we need 3 of these.
Oh fuck! I love it,
All right,
dude.
so
I
Drew-
can't believe that wasn't taken. I like that. Dude.
Yeah, no, that's gonna happen now. Yeah.
Drew
Can we?
Carr-
We'll put your jeans on the website too. Is that still a thing?
Yeah, I got,
Okay.
got some stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those jeans are too thick for a musician.
No, they're.
Oh, dude, you wear them for a while there.
No, I need to-
I've been wearing them for
I need to
years,
get-
and I
Tom
still.
knows you've been washing them.
No, I don't wash my jeans.
I hear you have to
See?
wash. You
Freezer.
don't wash them.
Yeah, no,
Freezer.
no, no.
Yeah,
You don't wash your jeans.
they told me.
Every now and then,
Maybe
I'll
a cold
throw 'em in
bath.
the- like my jeans I wore last Thursday. We played
You
an
can soak
outdoor
'em.
fair. We played an outdoor fair last Thursday, and that that cool weather we had. There wasn't a thing. Like it was miserable, like hot.
Sucks
So
to
those
fucking
jeans
tar
I
in that
put in the. I gave them a little wash.
The problem is with your jeans for me, just for me, and I'm sure the rest of the world has no problems with this. Is if you don't skip leg day, you can't get them down fast enough to take a shit because they're tight on the calves.
Because you gotta break them in.
Dude, I've been wearing them for fucking years.
How many wears do you have on them though?
I need to come get a pair. and
30.
try 'em on
I got
stage.
30 wears.
That's
I
not
just
enough.
want Jenkos to come back down in price.
I have like the one pair I have probably 450 wears on them.
I'm telling you. Well, so here's the other problem. So they're too big around my waist now, but yet they still stay up because they're fucking stuck on my fucking legs like fucking paint. You know.
That sounds painful.
So it depends. We need to look see if you have S8s or S9s because the S8s are the slim, S9s are straight.
I got
I'm
what
gonna need S8.
I have.
Nothing
I
about
guarantee
me
I
says
have slim
slim.
because that shit's so tight. I mean, I have the sexiest fucking legs.
Can I get a pair of Huskies with a
But-
slim waist?
Hey, you got a 36 Husky? That's
Yes.
what I need.
Yes, it's the JCPenney size.
So you guys are giving me some PTSD
With a slim waist.
because when we went to JCPenney to get school uniforms, we had
Arizona-
to go to the,
oh.
we had to go to the Husky department. And
I'm a fan of.
I fucking
of
don't even like.
on-stage
I don't even like.
Levi's.
I don't even like Husky
My
dogs.
Wrangler stretch. I'd buy the Wrangler retro cowboy fit stretch, and then no joke,
They got a little spandex in them.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Target has the Goodfellow stretch jeans that I'm having a hard time for $30. I got a pair I've had for 3 years, and I wear them to work all the time. Just destroy them,
Yeah.
and they're holding up.
What I'd like to know is if I could get a salvage tag up high, so if I cut your jeans off as shorts,
It runs all the way up.
does it? And then
Yeah.
I can have it.
well,
Dude, that'd be
real
sick.
salvage runs the entire length of the.
Right, and some is bullshit, but yeah, I didn't know that. I'd never inspected that
Yeah.
far up. If I cut a pair off, would you be offended?
No.
That
Dude.
would alleviate your calf problem.
So I thought about cutting them real
Dude, I'm
fucking.
rocking
No,
them
no,
right now.
no.
I'm
I thought
just
about
now
cutting
getting
them.
back into it.
I thought about cutting them into like almost like a booty short, like these shorts. These
Like what
shorts
I-
are short.
That's a
right?
5-inch, right?
Yeah.
Or is it a 7?
Come on,
God
man.
damn, man.
What seam are you, 5 or 7?
It's about dick length, so probably about 6.5,
I
7.
like 3.
Calm. So it's about
Oh, yeah.
about an inch and a half.
So yeah.
I just bought
an inch and a half.
Lululemon 7-inch dry fit.
This guy.
Oh,
It's about dick length.
girls
It's about
took-
an inch and a half.
Girls took
I got it for you, buddy. Yeah,
The women in my house took me into that store, and I was like wandered away, and I was like, "Look at these shorts."
yeah,
I
dude.
saw a dude wearing. Who met me at the fucking barbecue festival. A guy I know in the Air Force. He was wearing a pair of them, and I didn't even notice.
Lululemons.
Yeah, sailor was like, "You're wearing Lululemon shorts," and I'm like, "What the fuck?" And he's like, "These are the best shorts I've ever had."
Just silkies are rad, dude.
I'm a big golf. I golf a
got
lot.
Silkies,
Those are
yeah.
rad.
I
dude.
golf all the time, and I love FootJoy and Puma make the best damn golf shorts. Nike ones are okay, But the Puma and the FootJoy put an elastic waist. It's a button and you wear a belt, but it's an elastic waist. So when you're golfing and you're moving, it moves with you. But they're that dry fit, thin material, but they snug you where they should snug you.
In the nuts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They snug right there, and they're great.
Nope.
I put these Lululemon ones. Yeah, but it's flex, so it snugs them. So when you got to move it, it moves with you. Yeah. So the Lululemon ones do all that with a nicer material.
Oh, fuck
And I don't
me.
wear undergarments, so they're even more comfortable.
Yeah, I don't wear
Yeah,
undergarments
fuck those
normally.
things, man.
And here's the deal: the golf shorts are $80-$90 for the FootJoys and stuff like that. The Lululemons were $70.
Yeah.
So everybody's like freaking out like over the price of them. Like, my FootJoys cost more than this shit, and I get them dirty playing out in the golf course.
I don't like putting FootJoys next to my nuts.
I
That's my fun.
like wearing my silkies on stage.
I wore-
when I perform, dude.
Did you wear a dress over the weekend? Because I didn't get to go.
Friday night? Yeah, I wore a dress.
Did you?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Man.
I was on stage performing. I'm a musician.
A drag queen. So,
They had eyeliner on, wore a dress.
Did
whole
you?
thing. Fuck yeah, dude.
catch it? Did you catch it?
Sorry,
Okay,
Jeremy.
thanks.
What kind of music?
Tractor rap.
Tractor rap.
Trap rap. No,
Trap rap.
It's I don't know. It's like
Drill.
I don't know what kind of music it is. It's like
Fucking punk,
90s,
fucking rock.
It's like
punk, fucking
punk metal.
noise,
Punk-
shit.
Yeah, punk metal.
Yeah,
man,
it's
come
punk
on.
It's like
See, we
punk
listen to
metal.
all that.
Yeah.
I just saw a band over the weekend. Plug for my homies in this band. Shut Up Mark.
Yeah.
They're a 2010 pop rock emo band.
Nice.
Like they're
Fun.
doing like all the Fall Out Boy and they are
That sounds terrible.
They're
Yeah,
ridiculously
man.
good.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, that's a little after our time. I know the hits. Like I know,
Yeah, of
you know,
course.
Keep You My Dirty Little Secret. You know, I know all those. But they're doing these other ones. I know no clue. And the girls in that crowd, and it brought back, you know, some old WWE, like the girls that look like Lita in the crowd singing every word. I was like, man, this is cool.
Yeah, it's a
No
it's
Lita
a,
from wrestling.
That's a trip, dude.
It was cool.
It's fun, man.
Lita 4 would have been a different
Fun.
generation.
You do originals or covers?
All original.
Man, that video is
We're
really
doing
awesome.
some originals too.
Yeah.
It's too early to really talk about because we got to kind of keep some things under hat here, just especially with local people trying to.
We only have
Stay
5,000
together.
people watching a week.
Well,
it's fine,
you
bro.
know, one person hears it, and rumors start. I
Max.
had rumors start about me before, and I wasn't
Listen,
even
we're 44 minutes in, so we are 43 minutes and 40 seconds past
Everybody.
what people listen.
Yeah.
So,
So
where did your love of music come from?
I am a third generation working musician. My grandfather was a pedal steel player.
Did you say a
pedal steel?
pedals? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
My real-
you got to
he's a-
really enunciate that motherfucker,
I heard
bro.
pedo for a second.
I
was
heard
like,
I heard something completely
Yeah.
different. But
I'm
that,
sorry, go ahead.
He's
that Cutwater hit.
He was in a band called Bluff City Express. It was real big.
That's like a rad name.
That was a great name. I mean, we're in Bluff City. He played all around Alton, played all the fairs and festivals throughout the 60s, 70s, 80s. He retired when he was 69 years old. He's 83 right now.
60.
Right on, man.
Yeah, 69 said, I'm shutting it down. I guess that was a good year for him. So, and then his son, my dad, was a drummer. My dad played local, and then my dad traveled. And he settled down in Austin, Texas, and he was playing the college circuit. So it's funny, I'm 16, 18 years old. My dad was 18 when I was born, so he's in his mid-30s. And he's calling me from College Game Day with ESPN down in, you know, Austin, Texas, playing big festivals and parties down there, like with all the hot girls. And then my stepfather, the one that passed away in December, who raised me as my dad, he was a Nashville recording artist with a band called Shot Down. He shut it down when I was a little kid. He had me, one son with my mom, and two boys, and pretty much mom said, pick and choose what you gonna do. He came off the road, no high school diploma, nothing. Went back. He wound up becoming a chemical engineer for Phillips. Is how he wound up like evolving into a person.
Yeah.
But it was like a different life. It was like dad's gone playing music, wild man, to dinner at 5, church on Sunday mornings, dad leading worship at church. So I'm a third generation.
Isn't that something how that shit's baked in
Oh.
to our fucking DNA? Like it is in there.
It's
man.
got to be generic.
It
bro.
is.
I've
It
got a
is.
3-year-old daughter right now that the songs in her music palette, from Dolly Parton to Jelly Roll to anything and everything in between, is just, and she's 3 and singing all of the words.
Dude, my little girl, and I'm just saying this to relate, 5 years old, did her first concert, guitar singing.
That's awesome.
Dude, that's amazing.
I mean, I got a
Fuck
Led Zeppelin
me, dude.
tattoo on my arm, and they were done before I was born.
Of course.
Because
of course.
it was ingrained.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude.
we
You wake
don't
up with music in the morning, go to bed with music at
Yeah,
night.
if Led
Yeah,
Zeppelin
dude.
was on and we pulled up to somewhere we had to be, we didn't get out of that car until Led Zeppelin was done.
Yeah.
You know.
Meanwhile, my kid's like carrying 2 Glocks. So,
Right.
you know, I mean, I don't know.
It's a different world, man.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what?
Genetic.
when I lived in Alton, I mean, I would be the little white kid carrying around the fucking ghetto blaster boombox.
Man, those were the days.
Listening to fucking.
No, you weren't.
Whatever.
We
Yes,
would
was.
have stole it.
No, my house got broken into plenty of times. And I
Fuck,
should have
man.
stolen
Yeah.
it.
Did
Yep.
you get to ever enjoy? Did you get to play with your dad a lot?
I got to play with my dad a ton. I got to play with him a lot at church, and I wanted to fight him back then because my dad was hard on me. I mean, my dad's that old school, like men are men. We raise men to be men.
Right.
And like he didn't care about crying and feelings back then. I mean, I was a drummer back then. Never had any admiration to sing or play any other instrument. Be up front. I played drums. Knew how to sing. Later in life, I did harmony, but I played a lot with him. One of my coolest things is he was doing a thing for some TV show, and something happened with his drummer, and I had to go drum. I got to play Charlie Daniels' Orange Blossom Special with him and a bunch of guys that I like idolized, like growing up watching. I was probably 16, and I don't know if you ever heard that song. It's pretty fast, and then it has a break and it gets faster.
Yeah.
I started the song at the faster part, so when we got to the faster part, I had to go even faster.
Oh, man.
Because I couldn't do that right now at 43. At 16, I still had the stamina and energy. But
Yeah.
I got to play with him a lot.
That's why I'm
My
not having-
favorite memories of my dad were sitting around the house and him just with the guitar. Like he had to hate me at points because I treated him like a jukebox and was just putting quarters in with my request.
Right,
And
yeah.
he'd just sit there and play them for my brothers and I. But family functions at my house are neat because of music. I got 5 brothers, and a lot of us can play and sing. I mean, we just sit around after dinner or whatever at a family function, the guitars pass around. We're just
Hell yeah.
And it's
That's
campfire.
one of the best things ever, man. Like
Yeah.
for me, like even being like an old punk rock skateboard kid and doing metal and shit, my love is like I love performing, and there's nothing like that.
Yeah.
But to sit down with my girlfriend or my friends just with a guitar and sing around a fire or a living room, that is church for me.
Yeah.
That is the best
therapeutic.
fucking thing ever, man.
So I used to hang out with a lot of guys, like we hang out at their house and stuff, and I would never be so annoyed when everybody just breaks out an instrument. No offense at all.
No, I hear you. I
Because I couldn't
understand.
play anything, so I would
Right,
just get
yeah.
super fucked up and grab some bongos, and I thought I was holding a rhythm. So
Right, but
yeah,
you know,
Maybe you were part of the band for a minute.
Absolutely,
I mean,
dude.
yeah, I don't know.
100%,
I don't
man.
really remember, but I was pretty trashed.
Your dad is always so nice to me when he came to the office
Yeah.
and everything. And I remember he came in one time and he told me I had some Zeppelin actually playing when he came in.
Yeah.
And he's like, "What's your favorite Zeppelin song?" I was like, "In My Time of Dying." And he's like, "I can teach you how to play that in an afternoon." I was like, "There's no fucking way in my head that he could teach me." But he said he swore he could, and I never got a chance to. But he said he could teach me how to play it in the afternoon.
One of my favorite things with my dad, when I talk about my dad a lot, just so you guys know, it's my stepdad that I lost. in
Sure.
December. My real dad's still alive. He's a good guy. He's just my real dad. I'm his only kid. He's always cared more about like his deal. But my dad that died that Drew's talking about, the coolest thing is when he died, I stayed real quiet, especially on social media and stuff, like with the thanks and all the stuff, or my point of view of it. I had so many friends and family and just people that I didn't even know, like my dad would reach out to. Like guys I went to high school with that used to come over to the house or be around, my dad would, like they'd be going through something, and my dad would just send them a message. "Hey man, just want to let you know I'm thinking about you, I'm praying for you."
Yeah.
And just hearing that over and over
Yeah.
is really one of the coolest things in the world. To like, no, my dad was a polarizing man.
Yeah.
He was a polarizing personality. He never had something in his life that he didn't want to do that he didn't do. I mean, he literally at 50-something years old says, "I'm going to do a bodybuilding competition." He went up to Chicago and got second place,
Nice.
in a bodybuilding competition. It was just like, and it was out of nowhere. He was just like, "I'm going to do this." And he was such a cool person. He cared about people.
Yeah.
He had his own family. He had his own kids, and he cared about them. But if you came to my parents' house, you were one of his kids.
That's good,
You know.
man. That's good. That's how it should be.
And you know what? I feel like we should all, like, whether you agree with it or not, be able to. I think we should all kind of strive to have somebody say that about us when we're not here.
It's
You know what I mean?
become a life mission
Yeah,
for
of
me.
course, man.
My mantra kind of right now I'm living at, I've been joking, being 43, I'm having a midlife crisis, but I don't want a 21-year-old wife. I don't want a convertible. I don't want to get down to 4% body fat. My stuff.
He's out.
My whole thing right now is to kind of like know God, love people, and change the world. And by changing the world, oftentimes we hear that, and like, I'm not going to Africa, I'm not going to Guam. The world is where I'm at. Like, my world is the area, the people that I want to affect those people. for just the betterment. If I can be an encourager to one person, I'll take it. You know, and that one person might be my daughter.
Change everything is change yourself and let somebody else see it. You can't tell them; they got to see the change.
And we're in a world right now where there's just hate is being like just dropped on everybody. We want to hate you because you vote this way, or you like this politician, or you listen to this type of music, or you live this type of life. Man, why can't like Jackie Moon said it best? ELE, everybody love everybody.
That started early though. That's like we went back to the getting
because
schools,
if you start
right?
saying that shit and you're popular, they're gonna shoot you.
Yeah, but you know what?
It starts in
shot.
schooling because our schooling system breeds competition and breeds a lack mentality.
Sure.
And our financial structure breeds a lack mentality and competition. Our government breeds competition. So if you feel like you're lacking, it turns into resentment or annoyance because you don't have or you can't do. It's the same reason why I'm not a huge fan of organized sports anymore. Because it breeds fucking hate. I fucking hate those people. This is my fucking team. We won. Motherfucker, you didn't do anything. Settle down.
Do you know who's breeding that? Which is sad about the whole thing? The parents.
Yeah, of course they are.
The moms and the
dude, I coached and saw it firsthand in football. It was fucking unreal.
Oh, it was. I was showing him my line of questioning. You already answered my next question.
Which was?
I've been asking him, what do you think is his mission and mission
there you
in
go.
life is?
Yeah.
It's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
It's good. So it's good.
It's just I don't ever want to sound arrogant or brash about that, but I feel like that God's given me something here in my life to be an example and to be a light for people, in whatever capacity that may be. I don't care if it's, there's too many times like we're in a grocery store and we just look past that person. People are going through some stuff.
Shit right
we never know. Like my mom is somebody right now. She's a widow. She was 17 years old when her and my dad were dating. She's now trying to figure out how she's raised 6 children, has grandkids. She's never getting that life back. And she's just walking through life right now, hurting to an extent.
Yeah.
And you never know with just walking through a grocery store and just making eye contact with somebody and just saying hi, what it can do. We always make it seem like we got to do these big things. And I'm all for doing the big things. But I think the big things are easy.
Yeah.
I think the little things in life are what's hard. Yeah. And just the little things, just by being courteous to your neighbor, not getting so pissed off because the waiter forgot your water in 30 seconds,
Sunday, me and the girl rode up to Grafton.
Well, how'd you go up?
Motorcycle.
Oh,
Come on. I thought she rode you up to.
yeah.
Anyway,
It was
so
moist
we
on
ride
Sunday on a
up
motorcycle.
to,
Piggyback.
yeah, one wheel.
Right.
Anyway,
That's what he sounded like when he got off.
so
When she popped.
so anyway, we go to Grafton and we're walking. So the Grafton Winery, you go upstairs, get your drink and stuff like that. And there was people, and they have a banner, and there's a couple there, and they're taking a selfie, right? So a normal person might ask, "Hey, do you want me to take your picture?" I go, "Hey, let me get in on this."
That's what I do.
So I hopped right in. So there's this black couple taking a selfie, and I hopped right the fucking on, and they fucking loved it. We laughed, and that picture will be shared, and But what did it do? It made 2 people fucking smile.
Yeah, man.
And it also made in today's world, 2 people look at you, white guy, tattoos. You're unfortunately, it's kind of like it was years ago. They're like, "Oh, this guy probably hates black people." They're like, "Oh, this guy's."
Oh no! If you look through my Facebook, bro, I'm making out with black chicks everywhere.
No,
so.
but my point is, those people don't know that. They don't know who you are, but you just put them at ease.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. But you can ask Jeremy. Jeremy was in marketing, branding, retail thing. Yeah, I saw that. And it's one of those things that you're kind of always marketing, right? So you're always branding, you're always marketing, and a big part of my demographic, is and it's split probably. It's probably even, right? But the thing is my job as a brand owner is to elevate your experience, right? So even though they don't have cigars in their hand, even though I won't be able to take that picture and fucking post it anywhere, I still can elevate their experience.
That's absolutely right. You take that mentality and you say, I'm going to elevate the experience that is love or happy or kindness or compassion.
Yeah.
And it's the same mentality.
So these people take a selfie and that's cool, right? But now here's some random guy that just walks in the door. And then so the girl I'm with, right? She's very shy. She doesn't, and she's like, "What the fuck?" And I'm like, I just hop in photos. I do it all the fucking time.
Right.
It makes people fucking smile. Now that's a little bit more memorable. You know,
They're
'cause
telling that story.
They're going to
Man,
tell
this
that.
guy got that photo.
Right. You know, and that's the thing. Like, so when I host an event, man, I want to make sure you talk about that event for months to come. You know, and not for the financial gain.
Right.
But it's for me.
Yeah, man.
It's for me. Like, I want to make people happy.
I love making people's day.
So that way I'm happy.
But the thing is, though, it's reverse of that. If you can be happy, it can't help but come off of you and out of you.
Mm-hmm.
And other people now, when they genuinely feel that, and it's without an agenda, they look at you sort of sideways, like they're like, what's going on? Like, this guy doesn't want something from me. He's not trying to get something, but I can feel how fucking genuinely happy and
Right.
and calm and natural and peaceful this guy is.
Dude,
Fucking,
yeah,
it
I don't-
breathes.
I don't-
It breathes.
Yeah.
It comes
off
out.
of you.
Yeah.
So I
dude.
don't carry business cards. It's
Right,
not a
no,
marketing
of course,
ploy.
yeah, no.
You know what it is here's a couple that's having a good day in Grafton, right?
Yeah.
They definitely don't live there. You know,
Yeah.
they're visiting. And so what would elevate that fucking experience a little bit? What if they never posted? They didn't get mad. They fucking loved it. They
Yeah.
said thank you. You know, we post a fun photo. And it's absolutely just that's my mission.
The greatest thing about something like that is when that photo circulates and then one of your friends is friends with them, or
Yeah.
it comes down and you get tagged in that photo.
Yeah, right,
That is
yeah.
my favorite thing when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, it's like a form of validation.
yeah,
right?
it's like, well, look at that. You
Yeah.
know, it came back around, but
Yeah, that's what really not attracted to me. Like, that's what really solidified and validated my relationship with this girl, Brittany, that I'm with. We would go out, and I normally compliment people. I'll find something,
Sure.
Yeah.
grocery store, gas station, a shirt, a hat, fucking whatever it
I
is.
love doing that.
There's something, right?
Right.
And they look at you sort of weird, and then all of a sudden, these walls come down, and you're talking about they fucking lost their mom or their dad or whatever, right? It creates commonality and compassion amongst strangers. I saw her doing it to people, and I
Right.
just sat back and I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!"
Right.
I don't know many people in my inner circle that do it.
Right.
I was like, "You ain't going nowhere. We're
Right.
gonna fuck this thing up." Man.
you
Right.
call that in the marketing and the business marketing point of view, you call that looking for badges or looking for band-aids. You're looking for something to start a conversation, have a commonality. Like if I were to see you, I'd be like, hey man, who's your tattoo artist?
Right.
You
Right.
know? Or like, hey, little get weird, but like, what kind of beard oil do you use? Like, just things like that.
That's funny.
You know?
That is funny.
You know what I mean? But just like there's things like that. Because here's the deal: you obviously paid a lot of money for those tattoos.
Yeah,
you spent a lot of time doing that. That's obviously something you care about. That starts a conversation that grows into what?
Drew and I actually just did all of each other's.
Like
Right.
I look at him
In
and I don't
prison.
know
I did
him.
the one on his dick.
I'm gonna
Right.
I'm
On
gonna
his balls.
joke about his
Balls.
White Sox hat. You
Right.
know,
Sure.
I'm you know.
Of course.
We're all around the same age. Where's that White Sox hat? Where did that get made famous by? Who made that famous?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, it was Eazy-E made that White Sox hat famous. I mean, Dr. Dre made that hat famous. Probably why he's wearing that White Sox hat.
No, Frank Thomas.
Well,
Frank Thomas.
Oh,
I'm a Chicago
Big
sports
hurt.
fan,
Big
not a
hurt.
St. Louis sports fan.
I mean, but I
I
started
live
that
in
conversation,
Illinois, not Missouri.
Right.
and now you bring that in conversation. Now we're having a conversation about
Right.
it.
Exactly.
You can't have a conversation with Chuck though.
The only professional sports I watch is hockey. So
Yeah, you tell by your hat.
Right.
So
Right.
anyway,
Hockey and golf,
No.
hockey, golf, and NASCAR are the only sports people my daughters are allowed to date.
So I will wear a Sox hat or an LA hat because of
Right.
I grew up in that generation.
You grew up in that. We're all from that generation.
Right,
I mean,
right.
that
but it's
boombox I
real,
had.
though.
some of us haven't grown out of it though.
Right. Right.
Well,
yeah.
so my daughters weren't out there. We had an adult boat day on Saturday, and I'm allowed to play a little bit of music that I may not want my daughters to listen to. So
Right.
those songs were on that
Yeah.
that boat's playlist on Saturday.
Maybe that's why my daughter carries 2 Glocks. She's like, "Can we listen to blah blah blah?"
Yeah, man.
But I also listen to so much different.
You do,
music.
yeah. He's got way
My
more.
music palate's all over the
No,
place.
yeah,
I
Chuck-
might play country music, and I might relate to country music, but and that's because nobody's going to pay me the amount of money I'm making to sit around and play Grateful Dead music all day or play Rolling Stones anymore.
Drew probably.
I mean,
would.
Drew's going to pay me. He's not going to pay me to pay my mortgage.
The only thing I come close to in '90s, like Hank Jr. had some good music in the '90s.
Yeah.
But I think the only real '90s artist would probably be like 1 or 2 songs from Garth Brooks. Other than that, it's old, Senior, and
See,
Glenn
for
Stevens,
me, when we get into
Johnny
country,
Cash. It's that kind of.
I am firm with George Strait is the king of country music. It's hard to what 63 #1 hits, and that's not counting the other charted.
Yeah, but
and his longevity from 80s, 90s to like he's still doing it.
Right.
Merle Haggard for me is up there. I mean,
It's
Merle Haggard is one of the greatest.
Waylon and Willie for
singer-songwriters.
me, man.
Well, Willie Nelson, in my opinion, is probably the greatest songwriter to ever step foot on this planet.
I need you to play me some Poncho and Lefty, right?
Poncho and Lefty would be a great song. And then Waylon, it was great. Johnny Cash was clearly iconic. The thing about Johnny Cash that cracks me up, you can meet a hardcore punk rocker that's like, I hate country, and they love Johnny Cash. I don't know why, because Johnny Cash is pretty country.
Johnny Cash was punk rock.
He kind of
was punk rock
before
too,
his
though.
time.
He was. Yeah.
So I love that. I mean, I have my dogs' names are Merle and Waylon. Just so you
Right.
know. I mean, that's what my dog's name is.
Right.
Yeah.
We were watching Salem's Lot last night. Old Salem's Lot. Sarah found a Stephen King channel on the app,
Right.
so it's old Salem's Lot. So they're playing. I don't know if it's fair. What do they call that when it becomes anybody when you don't have to pay for the rights no more? What do they call that? Fair.
Oh, I don't. What is
Free,
it?
Like Happy Birthday's in there, and you know
Yeah.
that kind of shit's in there.
You got to go a
Fair
certain amount of
use.
years.
What is?
Fair use.
Is it fair
I
use?
believe it's fair use. Yeah.
Public
But where it
domain.
becomes free, public domain. Yep. So this violin music comes on, and I go, that's Winter by Antonio Vivaldi, and Sarah's looking at me like, how do you know that? It's like, because I listened to it. I love The Seasons by Antonio Vivaldi. That's where metal came from.
I love music. I mean, I like.
Yeah.
I mean, and I go through phases where, like, you get in my car and it's like, all right, it's '90s rock, or it's Eagles Day, or it's Zeppelin Day, or it's The Doors. Like, I just go through that, or I'm like, you know what? Last week I was in for like a whole day. I would only listen to old Merle Haggard.
So let me ask you, when you go to, let's say you got a big show, right? It's going to be a ton of people. What are you listening to in the truck on the way before setup?
Either quiet, or I'm listening to something that we've got to do, or be honest with you. And it goes back to my college baseball days and stuff like that when I was playing. I put on a Foo Fighters.
Okay.
I have a hard time just like Foo Fighters just makes me want to run through a wall.
Jeremy, what about you? Because you just had a big fucking album drop. What'd you listen to on the way? Anything?
Audiobook.
Audiobook.
That makes sense.
Sometimes you want the quiet.
Yeah,
That's what I was wondering. That's
the
why I
thing,
said anything.
Like, I always have a book with me before a show.
Right.
And I go and I sort of hide and do my thing.
Right.
But, like, I mean, there have been, like, if I was to listen to music, it
Right.
would be the most peaceful, calming music.
What do you do
ever.
in green room? Like when you're getting ready? Like
I
you're
read.
you're half hour before showtime. You've already sound checked. You've already done that.
I'm reading and probably eating a fucking honey stick.
So our green room is everybody's
Cocaine.
real chill.
Oh.
There's nothing going on. Like everybody's just kind of there. There's music kind of in the background. I mean, literally, people don't even have shoes on half the time. Because we'll have people like friends and family will come back to like, man, this is not what we expected. I'm like, what do you think, sex, drug, and rock and roll? Like, no.
dude.
Like we're back here chilling. But like when we start, everybody starts getting dressed. You know, they're putting on their pre-show jewelry, all that crap. We might we got a little playlist. It's just got some stuff we're not gonna play, but just some random stuff. I always have everybody in the band throw me, a handful of songs. I'll throw them in. We'll put it on shuffle.
Yeah.
Nobody really drinks in my band on stage. It's not what we do. We always do one shot of honey whiskey
Before you go out?
before we go out. It's like that's kind of our deal. Our drummer Dave, he does a little prayer, and that's kind of our deal. Like we don't really need to get hyped. Like we play sober, which for a lot of us 5 years ago we didn't play drunk, but we played buzzed.
Sure.
Weren't you guys sponsored by a
We were sponsored
distillery?
by Stag for a while.
And then what about the
Stumpy's.
distillery? Stumpy's, yeah.
Oh, those are good people.
Yeah.
Stumpy's honey whiskey is hands down my favorite. I'd like for them to sponsor us.
What'd you bring up? What'd you bring up here?
I either brought up the honey or the pecan.
Pecan. I wish you wouldn't have.
You guys drink that whole damn thing.
That shit's
Do we?
good.
Hey, that was the day that.
I remember that.
Yeah, we got
just sat
fucking
around and
super
drank.
It's smooth.
soft.
I base my hands with that when I smoke them.
So that was the day that Hodges took a fucking header off the one wheel. Yeah, we were about 9 shots of bourbon down, if not more.
That
So,
honey whiskey is so.
we didn't have the honey. You brought
Or the
pecan.
pecan, it's so smooth. I have actually 2 of them in my house. I have a lemon, and they're out of the honey right now. I need the honey.
I had some 100 proof Taylor last night, Colonel Taylor.
I love a good honey whiskey.
We need to have a whiskey
Yeah,
shot right now.
I could tell by your fucking.
I'm on
I could tell
I'm on
by
a
your
30-day
dress.
cleanse, and I'm day 15 in.
Yeah.
Hey, might as well restart. I ain't
No,
halfway through yet.
I'm going to Table Rock for family
You
vacation.
can do 15, you can do 45.
Boating all week.
Doing 45, you might as well do 60.
I'm doing real hard, like a hard palate cleanse, everything.
Have you thought about absolutely fasting?
I am doing So I'm pretty much doing 100% meat and eggs. That is it. So when you put
okay.
these down, I was like, I love this man.
Yeah. So
Like, if you were a better looking dude, I would think about going that way. But
He's pretty good looking.
yeah, I know he's got to be. If I'm gonna go that way, I'm going that way. Like I don't. Who's a hot guy?
Get
Right
some.
now? I don't know.
his hair's long. I saw it when he took his hat off.
there's
So,
some hair there.
yeah, it's all the same.
It's
It's
all
all
the
the same from here.
Here's the problem though. That hair just don't stop up there. It just kind of.
No, I'm not looking past the hair. Bro, give me one more cut water, and I won't even see the hair.
It'd be gross.
So
Sorry, go ahead. No. Well, it's funny because the girl I'm hanging out with, she's like, so have you ever done gay stuff? Because of the last photo that was posted, and everybody was like, hey, keep your hands off my man. Yeah, dude. She's like, do you do gay stuff? And I'm like, only when I do cocaine, but I only do cocaine to do gay stuff. So, you know.
It's a hedonic treadmill.
I wore a Cubs hat once. That's about as gay as I've ever heard.
Yeah, well, I mean, this podcast isn't over yet. Put my stick in your mouth, bro.
Because I put your meat stick in my
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, absolutely.
just so you know, we don't say the G word.
Yeah, really, I should.
We
It's
say Jeremy.
yeah, it's Jeremy,
maybe,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
J or G?
No, Jeremy.
Jay, yeah.
Yeah, it's no Jeremy.
It's a nice little.
Well, if it was G, it would so be gay. What the
Is it a
fuck?
capital G or a lowercase?
Yeah,
No,
some
it's a
weird
lowercase
shit.
J.
Yeah, there's
Those
a
are
story
good.
behind that
All
one.
right.
Yeah.
These are smoky.
Yeah, so they came from the Little Blue Farm up in Peoria. He's a firefighter, and he's one of the good firefighters. He would drive down here for the Firefighter Brotherhood cigar meeting from Peoria, a few hours, to drive down just to hang out with his
Are
brothers.
they coming to Alton?
No, we're not
those are
doing any of
good.
that. So
I ate a lot of these.
yeah, so those are the beef sticks. So he was at the farmers market. So I was in Peoria this weekend, and then so Saturday mornings I always hit
Underrated little town, by the way.
Well, the town,
beautiful.
it's cool, man. It is. It's got some aesthetics. It's like if Alton were to grow the fuck up.
Or St. Charles. You know, it kind of has that. We used to play up there at a little place. It wasn't a little place. It was a huge. Cruisins.
Okay.
They have two places. They have a war memorial and then their regular. Both are cool places. And I think it was a 9 to 1 gig. You'd immediately come off stage and they had like a side green room and they bring out their pizza and like unreal. And they always had us in a hotel, and we would always just as quick as we could, we would get unloaded to that hotel as quick as we can to drop our stuff off because their downtown was open till 4 a.m.
Yeah, it's
So
I never
you
go.
can-
I
you
never
can
go
have
there.
street match.
Yeah, I never go there late, so I don't know what the downtown life is like. But the city itself, man, all the art, all the sculptures, everything is just it's fucking. So I just one wheel, dude. I put 10 miles on Saturday morning, and just to roll around.
Yeah.
So I bought a bunch more of those, and then so those were in the freezer to bring home, and then I brought some to go do this event with. And I left them in my car all day, and it was 100 fucking degrees. And it says keep refrigerated. So, bro,
So eat at your own risk.
yeah,
well,
no,
it's-
those are good. Yeah, those are good.
I'm gonna have to bring
Those
you
stay
some
now.
down. I don't hunt because I fall asleep. It's too quiet and too peaceful out there.
Yeah, I just jack off.
And I would
No
be
one-
the meme of the deer eating my lunch. But my father-in-law goes, and I always just pay him, and we get it all done. And my freezer is, we eat so much deer meat in my home. My daughters don't even know half the time
Right.
when we're having tacos and stuff like that. Or have you ever had deer meatloaf?
I was trying to get this turtle to cook
It's the
yesterday,
best.
but he was
It's the
mad
best.
You
Sunday.
gotta slow cook that bitch.
The turtle?
Yeah.
No, well, that motherfucker,
Turtle?
that dude jumped, bro. He was so fucking spicy. That motherfucker came at me like, I don't know, man. He was giant.
He was an alligator.
Big motherfucking
It was an
turtle.
alligator snapper, wasn't it?
I don't know what he was. He was not happy.
Was he pointy on the back?
Was he pointy on the back?
Yeah.
I don't know. He fucking wouldn't let me get to the back. He kept fucking jumping
I
to
bet, he
come
was,
at me.
I bet he was an alligator snapper.
Dude, he was fucking mad.
It looked. The picture you took looked like it was an alligator snapper.
Yeah, he was angry. He was really mad at the world.
What ended up happening with him?
So I said, fuck you. So, he's right in the middle of 94. So, I come by. Dude, he's massive, right? So I'm like, I do a U-turn, I go back, and I fucking hop off the bike, and I'm going to go, move him. So I get behind him. He's like, fucking jumps and turns at me, and then fucking is snapping at me. And I was like, listen, motherfucker. So now I'm stopping traffic on 94, so I can get fucking this turtle to safety. And he's being a fucking
You
asshole
guys are
about it.
dancing in the
That's why
middle
you
of
need to
traffic.
Yeah,
carry
bro.
a lasso.
Dude,
Carry a lasso.
I fucking should have just stood on top of that punk bitch. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck you. It's your own destiny, man. So I fucking walk away, and then Katie goes up, and she's like, just move the motherfucker. And so she takes her foot and scoots him across the fucking highway. And then scoots him again. And this, I'm not kidding you, he jumped this high off the ground, all 4 fucking legs. Dude, he was a fucking animal, man. He was bad as fuck.
I wonder if this is what aliens talk about when they come down and find humans. Like, this motherfucker wouldn't let me take him.
I stuck this probe in. I stuck a probe in and he jumped so high.
Right, yeah.
I just ended up kicking him out of the road.
Right, yeah. So she kicks him, and then like she's like, scooting him, not kicking him. We're not doing fucking football punts or anything. But so she gets him over to the side, and then like she's like getting him into the grass, and he goes over on his fucking back. So then she rolls him over. No fear at all. Like she's just fucking like she's like, I basically called me a bitch because I'm like, you know what, fuck you, man. I'm like, you're gonna, I just wanted to pick him up, move him. I'm just trying to help out, right? So meanwhile, I got cars fucking flying by. This motherfucker is just fucking, dude. He was on one, man. I was like, whatever, fuck off. So yeah. So she scooted him across the road because I was like, you know what, everybody makes their own decisions.
I think she was there.
I guess so. I should have just fucking kept going. I had to pee.
So, I know that narcissistic slash selfish pride is a sin, but what are you currently most proud of? Not along those lines.
Most proud, honestly, being a dad and being a present, involved dad. I was joking. I've done a lot of stuff. I've been very fortunate to travel and do some things in my life and have some things to hang my hat on. But being a dad and being a present dad and being involved dad and being there for my girls on a daily basis, because there's so many guys that just don't. I love watching them grow up. I hate watching them grow up. It's the weirdest thing, like you fall in love with this different version of this person every few months.
Right.
And I look forward to, I don't want to get there yet, but I look forward to when I have adult children and they want to spend time with me. Not because I'm making them, not because I'm being forced to, but they're like, hey, Dad, we're going to the winery, or Dad, we're going here. I think it'd be a joy to do that. But I love also my daughters being able to watch me chase my passions with music. That's something not a lot of kids get to do, to see their parents like do something. They came to a show, we were playing in front of 5,000 people, and they're backstage, to see their dad on a stage in front of 5,000 people.
That's really cool.
And then see a Nashville recording act come up after me and do some stuff. Those are some things that are really, really cool.
That is cool.
We ran into, you guys know who Co Wetzel is? Mm-hmm. We ran into Co at his camp at a Busch Stadium, and my daughter knew exactly who he was, and she got her photo with him. They went and did some stuff, and the 5 of them came back, and his camp there at the game, and they stopped at our row, and one of his guys in his camp says, hey, Tommy, you still playing music pretty frequently? And I'm like, how does he know who the hell I am? Right. And I'm talking to him. He's like, man, he's like, anytime we're in town, we go see you play here, and we go see you play there. I'm like, this is pretty good. And I just stood there talking to Cole Wetzel, and my daughter's just like, but those are things that I think are cool, just that my daughters, because I want them to be able to look at this world and say, I want to do that. I'm going to go after it. My dad did. I'm trying to set that example for them.
Do I have the oldest kids? I'm like the second youngest. I have the oldest
How
kids.
old is your?
Yeah, the youngest is 20.
bloomer.
Yeah, the youngest is 21.
Yeah, I waited till late. Mine are 18 and 15.
Yeah. So like
3 and 11.
Yeah. So Sunday, my kid hits me up and she's like, "Hey, I'm having margaritas at this place," and I'm like, "Well, I'm having wine at this place," and she goes, "Hey, do you want to?" She's with her boyfriend. I'm with Katie, and then she goes, "Do you want to get together?" And I was like, "Oh, kiddo, we're on the bike. We're doing one and dones." So and then it's like I was really drinking mostly water. We had like a little bit of wine, but so but it's like I'm at that point now.
That's such a compliment.
And but my kids, I mean, she's been brought up hustling, so she knows, to just fucking stay on the grind. But what's cool is like we love hanging out. We still throw cards, we still play cards.
It's such a compliment because
Yeah.
they don't have to anymore.
We shouldn't have anybody else because we alienate the rest of the world. So
Yeah, I mean, I look forward to
She's
that.
got Rick.
She does have Rick, but you've met Rick, right? He's got a headlamp on, fucking taking zucchinis in the garden at fucking 10 o'clock at night because you got to sneak up on the zucchinis. They run away like the turtles do. My uncle stays high and drunk, and then he goes to gardens at like
He was
9.
wild looking too.
9
man.
to 10
Hair's
p.m.
all fucked up.
Yeah, dude. He looks like Doc. He looks like Doc right now from Back to the Future. So he goes, "Should I cut my hair?" And I was like, "Nah, bro, just let it go."
This guy looks like the guy from that. He does the cars out west. He's got the TV shows.
Who?
Does the custom cars you do? I can't think of what his name is.
Oh, Kindig.
Kindick. Yeah, is
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
you got that
he's
fucking, you got that 7-hair goatee, bro.
Maybe you can just walk into his bank one day and just be like,
Right,
hey, I want to close my account.
Right.
Go ahead, just close this one out.
I'd like to make a withdrawal.
Yeah, I'm
all
sure
that-
he's not hurting.
Get that all the silver dollars, right?
Right. Yeah. How is that silver dollar fucking payment?
It's good.
Mm-hmm.
So what's, speaking of dad life, what's your favorite dad joke to tell?
Man, I told one to a buddy of mine last night. He has his first kid on Friday, and he's bald. Like he has as much hair as you can have from his earlobes down. Like he's just stupid hairy, but none of it on his head. And I sent him a thing. I gotta pull it up because it's so dang funny. And I told him, I was like, hey, welcome to the club. You can, because if you tell a dad joke and you're not a dad, I'm getting on to you. Like, you've not earned this right, sir. Like you don't be doing this. So the dad joke was 90% of bald people still own a comb. They just can't part with it. I was like, man, that's good. And then his response to it made me even happier because he says, Tommy, sad thing is I really do own a comb. Like, but yeah, it's just, I love a good, I do dad jokes to my girls just to do them. And they're like, Dad, I'm like, one day you'll get it.
Yep.
I've earned this.
Yeah,
So.
Chuck's always got funny ones.
Yeah.
You got one?
Yeah, you got one?
No, not today.
Oh, that's fucking sad. So now my kid sends me dad jokes via TikTok or whatever.
Gosh, TikTok,
Yeah.
man, they can delete that app. I get about 10 hours a week back.
You know what? When I was on it fucking 2 years ago, everybody laughed at me, but fuck you guys now.
Oh, I got on it during COVID. And was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And then here I go.
Oh, man.
And now I'm in group chats where that's all we do. We know there's not one word spoken.
Yeah. How do you know a dad joke's a dad joke?
How?
It's a parent.
That's a good one. I'm writing that down.
Fair enough.
Yeah, they're out there, man. They're out there.
Who's your favorite drummer?
John Henry Bonham.
Yes.
Who? From where?
From
Led
from
Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
Led Zeppelin.
Sorry,
I know people put Neil Peart up there with him, and I'm not saying that he is or he isn't. I just personally don't like that Rush style. Like, I think Rush is a great band. I'll never take anything away from them as a band. I think they're iconic. They are who they are. I just don't get moved by all of their songs.
Favorite vocalist?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Tupac.
Ooh,
All genres.
all genres.
Chicken.
It's taking you too
Perry.
long.
Half.
Who?
From Perry from Journey.
Oh Jesus!
Perry.
You
I just
gotta
think-
leave, bro.
I just think when you
gotta leave.
he was so flawless. He
Oh,
was almost like
fuck.
Mark Wahlberg in the movie
Let me tell you
Rockstar.
something. Let me
Right,
tell you
yeah,
something.
Like, really,
Like he was just
There
so
are-
technically good.
There are two bands that I have been known to crawl out from underneath cars with transmissions on my chest.
Oh, I'm not a big Journey fan.
to turn off. One of them is Journey, and
Yeah.
the other one is REO Speedwagon.
Well, Journey was made for
I
white
will
women,
quit what I'm
which you were
doing.
not. You were not
Quit
a
what
white
I'm
woman.
doing and
Right,
turn
yeah.
those bands off.
Yeah.
I can't stand that music.
You
at
were not a
all.
white woman. That's why you.
Right,
But
right,
that's but,
right.
but pure like vocal
Right.
talent, like listening to that, he
No.
was flawless. He was almost like an opera singer. Like it just the notes.
Mercury.
So a guy in my band, he's the second lead singer, and he's the lead guitar player in our band. He had an album. He had an artist deal. He was out in L.A., capital L.A., and Steve Perry was actually there. And the producer that produced Steve Perry was his same producer. So Steve comes in the room and they talk, and my buddy John's like, Steve Perry. He's like, yeah, I think produced him. It's like, I'll tell you this later. So when Steve Perry, remember his song "Oh Sherry," like when he broke away from Jerry, that first line, "Oh, I should have been gone," like he hits that stupid note. He says, yeah, he came into the room, he laid that track down. That was the first track, first take. We did nothing to it. That's how perfect his voice is every day of the week. But I think he's like Mark Wahlberg in the Rockstar movie where he's taking vocal lessons, and they're like, "No, man, you got that from me, pussy. Remember, you got to say that." Remember that scene on that movie Rockstar?
Right.
So I think that's what Steve Perry, like he's just, it's flawless.
It'd have to be Mercury. Mercury.
Which Mercury to
number
me
one.
would be the number two because that
Number
voice
one.
is unreal.
Jeremy.
A better band.
Number
Queen.
two. Number two would be Axl Rose for me.
Man,
Wow.
Or Donnie. Or
Old Axl Rose, because he sounds like shit now.
Doesn't he say he had
Hurts
like,
my feelings.
like 7 different people in him or some shit that he brings out? Did you ever hear that?
What's that?
He said he had like 7 different people inside of him.
You know,
Axl Rose
that he brings out.
You know who'd be number 2 for me? Whitney Houston. Like hit that with that power. It's not just the power. A lot of people have power, but to have power and to have control.
Right.
You know, Whitney could say, you know, that song "Share My Life," take me.
I mean,
where that she was right here, just almost whispering.
That's that crack.
And then
man.
she would just bang. Yeah, thanks a lot, Bobby, for ruining her.
Right.
My Prerogative is still one of my favorite songs. You put that on right now, and let's go.
Favorite guitarist?
Favorite guitarist.
Any,
I'm not a guitar guy. So.
any guitar. Bass or... I mean, I got that one off the top of my head, too. So
I'm not a guitar guy, so I'm probably going like probably Stevie Ray Vaughan. You know, that blues rock.
right.
You know,
Garcia, man.
you know,
Claypool.
Stevie Ray is probably like would be it for me, like as far as like guitarist. But here's somebody that's going to be a sleeper, Vince Gill.
Vince Gill is...
Vince Gill's country.
Yeah.
But Vince Gill got hired by a little band back in the 80s by the name of Dire Straits. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
Yes, Dire Straits.
He decided to turn that down because he was getting his solo career going. But that's how talented. That's how talented Vince Gill is. As Dire Straits wanted him as their lead guitar player.
They were the Sultans of Swing.
Yeah, he could play. Vince could play the chicken picking stuff, which is country guitar players never get the thing because it's not as sexy. But when you play guitar and you break it down and listen, you're like, that's not easy. You know, they're playing with their thumbs and all their fingers and picking up and down the fret. But Vince Gill's up there for me. Like that dude he can play any. I mean, he's an eagle for crying out loud.
Right.
You know, they said you're so talented, come be an eagle.
Yeah. Drummer wise, what about Carter Buford?
So I'm a huge Dave Matthews fan. Carter is personally up there for me. I've just never mimicked his style because Carter is literally the perfect drummer for Dave Matthews. When Carter shows me his most talent is when he's not playing a Dave song. When they do a cover or he sits in with another band and he plays that note for note the way that drummer would have on that album, that's to me where you're like, oh, you really are that talented.
Yeah.
Carter's creativity is just, it's unmatched almost. I mean, who does that?
Yeah.
Like, who does that? I mean, Dave's band in general is just like, it's almost like you're trying to find something to eat and you didn't go grocery shopping. You're like, I'm just going to start taking all this stuff and throwing it in the pot and it works. That's the Dave Matthews band. Like, you're a rock band, but you don't have a lead guitar player? How? You have a violin / fiddle.
The Doors didn't have a lead guitar player.
Yeah. Doors had one of the best songwriters to ever grace the planet, too.
Yeah. What about you? What's your favorite drummer and guitarist and vocalist?
Guitar, probably Jay Mascis from Dinosaur Jr. Just because it's like a '60s guitar guy meets like indie rock meets everything that I.
It's almost like a rockabilly.
It's not rockabilly. It's more like fly by the seat of your pants, Stevie Ray Vaughan.
Nice.
So it's like intentionally not perfect, but he replicates it every time.
Music was amazing.
So there's a lot of dissonant chords and things that you maybe not have a name for, but they're his, you know? So, vocalist, oh my good. Bass player, I'd say...
J-Light.
I don't know, man. Like, it's hard to not say that somebody like Les Claypool isn't like a fucking genius.
Claypool is the god of stringed instruments.
He really
can
is
play
amazing.
Any stringed instrument.
Yeah, he's amazing, but he's not my favorite to listen to, right?
Yeah.
Golly, man. Vocalist?
But
Maybe Perry Farrell from Jane's Addiction?
Maybe not to
Underrated
listen to.
band.
Very underrated.
Maybe not to listen to.
Sexual band.
Yeah.
But tell me one guy that can mimic Claypool.
Yeah,
One
I
guy
don't
that
know.
can play.
Maybe Flea.
One guy that can play a
Flea's
Primus.
unreal.
Yeah,
Maybe Flea.
Flea's
One
one
guy
of
that
the
can
few
play
bass players that like overplays that
Yeah.
fits. Like you need that
Right.
bass in those
Right.
songs.
I hate when the bass
Drummer,
player
though.
puts the fucking band together, so
Right,
you have to
yeah.
listen to this guy slapping his fucking meat for fucking 30 minutes.
Drummer, I would say Bill Stevenson from Black Flag and the Descendants. Underrated, but again, like a musician's musician.
Black Flag is Rollins, right?
It was Rollins.
Right,
It was
Rollins.
after the original.
Underrated drummer for me. He's on my personal like. I want to mimic him. I want to be him. Was Stuart Copeland from the Police.
Yeah.
That he kind of took like Carter Beauford / Led Zeppelin style, like made that, like that, the stuff he was doing on those Police albums, which I think the Police were just for a 3-piece. Are you kidding me?
Dude, they were considered pretty punk rock back in
Yeah,
the day. They would come out.
Stewart
and,
was
like,
Message in a Bottle. Just go listen to the
Oh, it's
dynamics
amazing.
in
Yeah,
that
it's
song
a
from the
great
cross
album.
stick to everything. It's just the little tom hits you would hit. Stewart was great.
yeah, they were really good.
The Police had they had that song Cars too, right? That was the Police. Was that the Police?
No, that was.
No.
I think the band
that
was called The
Paul,
Cars.
That was Paul. Fuck.
You know the song I'm talking about?
Yeah.
In car.
Yeah.
That was Paul something.
I thought that was.
Yeah.
I thought that was the Police.
Toto had a great drummer and a great vocalist.
Yeah.
What about Jack Bruce, as far as bassists go from Cream?
Oh, Cream.
You got Ginger Baker.
Yeah, Ginger
fucking
Baker.
Jack
That was a
Bruce,
great, that was a
and
great
Clapton.
band.
Yeah.
That's where Clapton got his start.
Yeah, it was where Clapton got his start.
Yeah.
Clapton's he's iconic in some ways, but he was a talent.
But you know, another great songwriter was, I mean, you could talk Dylan was obviously a wonderful
Yeah.
songwriter, but Neil Young.
Neil Young's a
The
very
songwriting
great songwriter.
itself, no matter his politics.
You
the
can understand what
songwriting.
Dylan was saying.
No, but
Did you ever hear Garth Brooks' story about him?
yeah.
About Bob Dylan?
No, but I heard Garth Brooks kills people.
Does he?
No, there's a rumor about that going around TikTok. It's
Yeah.
freaking.
It was
like,
started by Tom Segura, or
Yeah.
made popular by Tom
Oh.
Segura.
Yeah, made
one
popular
of the
by
two.
Segura. So, remember the movie Hope Floats with Sandra
Yeah,
Bullock
I
and Mary
remember
Connick?
that, yeah.
There's that love song, When the Rain's Going in Your Face, like that whole slow song. So Garth gets this is before lyric sheets and before you can do all this, he gets the song, but it's Dylan's version. And it's Dylan singing, and Garth's like, I have no clue what he's saying. He's like, but I don't want to like call and ask Bob Dylan, like,
Right.
He said randomly from somebody's camp they sent him the lyrics. Thank God. He's like, because I had no clue. He's like, just hit in a face.
Right. Right.
Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah. But he's got some that are
He might have
just
been a
fucking
great
beautiful.
songwriter, but you couldn't understand a fucking
No.
word of it.
Yeah, depending on the era. Like there was definitely some songs that
There's some good songwriters and people out now. It just I'm trying not to be a what I call boomers, because that's what we make fun of the old people. Like my music was better than your music, but
I don't know.
I mean,
man.
there's still good music being made.
But
There's,
you grow up on something. Like I grew up with like Rod Stewart playing every morning.
Sure,
so I
sure.
didn't realize I was a Rod Stewart fan until my
Right.
parents went to his concert. I'm like, I don't even like Rod Stewart. And then I go on my phone. I'm like, love that song. I get like 20 songs in. I'm like, damn, I like Rod Stewart.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Yeah.
So what about these titty fillets? I mean,
Oh, titty fillet.
yeah.
No.
So
Not at
you know,
all.
we got this recording studio on the other side of this wall,
Yeah.
and this guy he went somewhere and just got some badass titty fillets.
Yeah, and he sings about them.
Yeah,
It's
man.
weird.
I don't know what restaurant he went to, but I assume there's some nice titty fillets somewhere.
I think Zeppatella's in
talking about
Collinsville used
chicken
to have
breast?
those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
back in the day.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was like Sauget titty fillets
Right,
or
right.
or
Well,
Charlie
those
Charlie.
are
Never. I
plastic.
mean, they're
Those,
best. Like
the
if you
milk
get
would have been bad in those titty
Sausages
fillets.
would either be plastic or they would be saggy.
titty parmesan is really my
Titty parmesan.
Titty parmesan.
titty parm. Yeah.
Titty parm.
Titty parm. Little titty
Oh
parm.
shit! A little titty parm parm. Yeah, bro.
With fresh marinara.
Yeah.
Little red sauce.
I'll put that red
Yeah.
sauce all over that motherfucking titty parm parm.
Parm parm.
Yeah,
Titty
bro.
parm parm.
What's your favorite meal of all time?
Oh,
Meal.
Shit.
meal. You fucking just switch gears.
Favorite meal of all time is probably like if I have to have a last meal, it's probably gonna be like chicken spadini. Because I'm not worried about carbs or unhealthy, I'm probably gonna have my grandma Margaret's mac and cheese,
Fuck yeah.
a Caesar salad, and a warm piece of apple pie with fresh vanilla ice cream to top it off.
That is a
And
great.
shut it down.
Marca.
And then maybe if there's room, maybe like a roll or a piece of cornbread.
Wow. I'm not certain there would be room, but go
Yeah.
you, man.
Well, I mean, if it's the last meal, there's room.
That's true.
Yeah,
Extended
like
this
you
That's-
don't have to worry about the next
Especially-
day.
Especially if it's the last meal.
The
like,
last
like
meal,
they're
bro.
serving it to you in a
Before.
prison setting. That's
Right.
somebody else's mess.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
shit. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. You're getting ready to get
You
cooked
get to
up,
clean
bro.
this up.
Right,
Yeah. True.
right.
Fuck yeah. If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
Oh God! Now we got to play this game.
More wishes.
No, yeah,
No more wishes.
no more wishes.
All the genie stuff. I'm probably saying, hey, listen, can no matter what happens in my life, can I stay at 6% body fat just for the rest
Jesus.
of my life? No matter what I do, what I say, like just I'm here. So
You know, as soon as that happens, there's going to be like an end of days where the extra body fat would have served you. Right.
Right,
I'm
right.
just saying that's how this world
That's how-
works.
That's how 3 wishes work.
Right.
It wouldn't matter because
Haven't you seen Bedazzled?
It's never going to change.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
right. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter if I eat or change. So
That's true. That's- yeah,
6%. That'd probably be one.
Everybody's like, you're so ripped still.
He's a basketball
You know, I
player.
want to be the guy that asks for a bunch of money
Oh, man,
because I can do
great.
so
Oh,
much with
man.
it. So yeah, obviously I'm asking for a big old Scrooge McDuck ball. So I can go swimming in that. And then here's probably be my last one. Let me be as musically talented on the guitar of Vince Gill, John Mayer, and Eric Clapton. Let me just be able to play any style of music, because I think those would probably be my three, without having to practice to get there.
Right.
That's good.
Right.
So I'm going to be a skinny, decent-looking fella that can play the guitar with a bunch of money. I'll never lack for nothing.
Yeah.
Unless you run out of guitars.
No.
I got the money to buy
You
them.
can buy them.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Dude.
I'll tell you what, dude. You said John Mayer.
Fuck.
Underrated.
I fucking never could stand the guy, and then when I listened to him like on the live albums for Dead & Co., dude, when we saw him in person,
He's the best. He's the
He
best
was
fit
so
for Dead.
good.
he is fucking amazing.
He was so good. His
John-
faces are the best ever, too.
So
Yeah,
John
yeah,
is
yeah.
underrated.
Talk
He
about
always
that.
got hated on because he kind of played that girl pop
Yeah.
rock, and I get it. But when you start diving in the musical stuff of it, you're like, oh my god, this guy, he's a generational. He's a unicorn. He's a unicorn in today's time. I love the fact that he's doing the John Mayer where he does just the 3-piece is even better sometimes than his full band. I want to see that dude with just him and an acoustic guitar, maybe one other guy with it.
Like an unplugged.
Yeah, it just
Is that a thing still?
in his
MTV?
his
No.
palette. His music palette
MTV
too is crazy. Like when you
MTV.
dive into it.
Oh.
And the other thing John Mayer's got going for him is just Google John Mayer's black book.
What? What's that?
He's just slinging the cock.
Look at the women. Just Google who John Mayer's been with.
Wait, hold on.
It's
Is
a
there?
plethora of
Wait, is it?
A-list.
Is there a black book on everybody or just on celebrities?
Celebrities.
Okay.
Just look at.
That's
John
the only
Mayer.
people they're keeping track of. They don't
care about it.
They don't. They don't care about the girl you pulled out of the airline.
They don't care about how many
fucking
grenades.
I don't
Didn't
go.
you date a girl with the same name? Like you dated a bunch of Margarets or something.
No, I knocked
Robins.
up a bunch of robins.
Right. That's
Yeah.
what. You knew it was something like that. Like he had a type.
Every robin eggs?
Yeah, I every robin I was with had a kid.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're Robin, you got no chances with Mike.
Well, so here's the funny thing. I was working the farmer's market, volunteering the information desk, and the girl next to me, she goes, "Oh, I remember you from high school." And I was like, "Yeah, cool, whatever." And so she went to Jerseyville, which both Robins came from Jerseyville, right? Both my kids' moms came from Jerseyville, and they're both named Robin. I go, "Where'd you go to school?" And she goes, "Jerseyville." And I go, "What's your name?" And she goes, "Robin." I go, I don't think
Come
so.
out.
I said, "I don't think so." And she goes, "Why is that?" And I was like, "You didn't have one of my kids." And she goes, "What?" And I go, "How you doing?" So then my kid walks up, right? So this is a few years ago. So my kid walks up, and I go, "Hey, this girl's name's Robin from Jerseyville." And my kid, without missing a beat, "No more babies." Just fucking screams,
That's hilarious.
"No more babies." This fucking poor girl is just stuck in this information booth with me for the next 4 hours, and she thinks I'm gonna just knock her up.
Right, yeah.
But when
I
I
wouldn't
said,
even look at her.
but when I said, "How you doing?" She's like, "Oh, I don't know." Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, am I having another kid right
pull
now?"
up,
You know?
Just felt things contract down there.
Yeah, bro.
get his
So,
list pulled up?
yeah. Huh?
And you're pregnant.
I mean,
Right.
right now I've strolled through and I've seen Jennifer Aniston and Jessica Simpson.
Yeah, that's not a bad start. Taylor Swift's on there, I believe.
Yep, Taylor Swift. There we go.
So there's at least one song out there where he's a shitty guy.
Oh, there's a lot. Yeah.
It's you. You're the problem.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just Jessica Simpson. I mean, it's a list of these women. And it's like, holy cow! It's almost like, hey,
I'm gonna cut the ends off those.
You're gonna be at the award show at the Oscars. Let's go on a few
That's why I
dates.
won't
It's like,
tighten.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Guaranteed to be
like-
awkward everywhere he goes.
he's got it. Like, I don't know if you'd want him here on a podcast. Like, he
Right,
might just be
yeah.
like him and Dave Matthews might be two of the most weird people on the planet. But god dang it, they're talented. I mean,
Yeah.
you need that.
Like all of a sudden your girlfriend shows up on the list after the podcast. Ah, fuck.
Yeah, God damn it.
Like I always joke about this. Like when you take those really creative people, like I'd walk down the street and like normal people would walk down the street and we would see, X, Y, Z. They're seeing all the things we don't.
Yeah.
But that's also why they're so creative. They have a different
It's an
outlook
artist.
on this
Yeah.
world.
It's a palette. It's like a skateboarder. Sees things way different.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
not
speaking
doing
of,
Yeah.
Drew, that video of your boy flying through the fucking air.
He's a fucking monster.
Jeez.
Oh, hey, hold on. So who's he sponsored by?
Powell.
Powell and Peralta.
Yeah. Hold on.
that. He's 15 now.
14.
Jeez.
So it looks slow motion. He's in the air so long.
He's
It
on
looks
a
slow motion.
mini mega ramp.
Yeah, I saw.
Yeah. And it looks slow motion. He was in the air
So
so,
good.
long. I'm
So
like, oh
good.
my god.
Dude, he shreds. And
Yeah, when he hits that vert wall too and nails it, I was so happy, man. So
Who's
good.
he look up to? Like, for me, it's Tony Tony Hawk and Rob Dyrdek. Those are the two skateboarders I know.
So here's like.
You hear a funny story about Rob Dyrdek when he's done? I'll tell you a funny story.
So
That's on his checking account.
A few years ago, when he first started skating. Oh shit. He first started skating. I was like, he was kind of down on himself. He was doing really well, better than he should have for what he was doing. But I was like, what would make him like just fucking light a fire under me even more? Because I don't skate.
Right, right.
So.
Sent him to New York, right? Back then?
No, he went to that Woodward, but before that, I got him what do you call it when you have the celebrity do your shit for you?
A cameo?
I had Tony Hawk do a cameo for him, and I gave it to him for Christmas. So on Christmas morning, he came down, and I had it on the screen, and I played it, and it was like Tony Hawk was like, Rex, dude, I heard you're killing it. You're doing all this, this whole spiel from Tony Hawk, and he was just like crying and shit, and like that was it, dude. He was just fucking.
He's a sweet
Well,
kid,
what's
though.
cool about that is going back to, like, as a dad, you're not a skateboarder, you don't know anything about it.
No.
But what you did is you tried to find common ground to connect with your son. Yeah. And that's something that too many dads, like my real dad, the reason I never, like, I was a baseball person and that, and he just never tried to find ways. He always wanted me to connect to his world and not connect to mine. And I think that says something about your character.
So, you told us a month ago he got sponsored by them.
Yeah.
So I wanted you to give this to him. This is a 1986 board.
Don Caballero.
Yeah. So that is
It's an OG.
that's
An OG Powell, like
Peralta.
Animal Chin, 1980s board.
Late
Yeah.
1900s.
No, 1986 is the
yeah,
actual
yeah,
year
yeah.
of that one. So OG Vision Street, just have him hang it up, bro. That is, since he's sponsored by them, man, he's got to have an old school fucking hang
Hey,
up.
are those?
Well, he's riding an old school board.
Well, and so I mean, this is.
Yeah. Where does he go ride?
So
I know you're doing something in your backyard.
So no, he rides everywhere, but in.
Oh yeah, it's got the old
in,
Vision wheels too.
Yeah, bro.
Hell yeah.
I'll send you some videos of it. But
Old
in
trucks. Yeah.
Caseyville next.
I think I
to
had the
us,
same setup. Dude.
Yeah,
these
bro.
skaters,
We all
like,
did.
A little bit younger than us. They took their whole backyard and they made a fucking skate park of like concrete. They're like concrete workers. They built huge bowls and
That's
20-foot walls.
Oh, down in Caseyville.
Yeah,
I don't have the
And
balls
it's called,
to
called,
even
it's called
try
the
that.
Foxhole. It's fucking rad.
Yeah.
I don't even wakeboard anymore on the boat because I had the thought of flipping and coming down. Like,
Hey, every guest gets on the one wheel.
Everyone.
Everyone, bro.
And we got, and yeah.
I got
Every-
cowboy boots on. We'll see. What
No, it
happens.
works.
Whatever.
Yeah, I had a cigar rep from KC hop on in cowboy boots. So
Alright, let's
shout
see what
out
happens.
to
I mean, I've done worse than cowboy
whoever
boots.
he was.
know
I forgot.
I know you talked about it a little bit, but how do you balance your life at work and pleasure and then with home life?
Truthfully, a calendar, and I plan. I have to plan my downtime. I have to take the things that are a priority to me, and I have to make sure that is penciled in first. My kids and my family, that all goes first, and then I build the rest of it around it.
Very nice.
Yes, it's hard to do. You know.
It's very hard, and like the one thing that I'm lucky with is in what I do, I can get up early, kind of get my crews going. But I don't leave my house usually until 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning, unless I mean, there's occasions where I have to.
Fuck, Chuck
But for the
don't-
most
Chuck
part, I
don't leave
try
till
not to
9
do
o'clock
that, so
either.
I can spend time with my daughters. I can get them to school. I can get them to do the things they can do, and I can have that moment with them.
Right.
So like my daughter, she has dance today until 4 o'clock. She's got it's like a summer camp. So she has dance to 4. I have it penciled in my schedule to pick her up. On Tuesday nights, my daughters go stay with their grandma. Every Tuesday, one grandma gets that time with them.
Sure.
And then I have golf league.
Right.
So I'm going to be at golf league until 8 o'clock. Grandma's got to come back and get them the next day. She gets time with them, doesn't have to get up early on Wednesday. And then, Amanda, my girlfriend, their mom, she works till 8 o'clock. So there's no really point in them being at my house doing nothing. So they get that time with grandma. But I'm going to get to pick her up from dance, drive 15 minutes down the road to grandma's.
Right.
But that's 15 minutes that I get.
Well, yeah, and you get to be the person who picks her up.
I get
Yeah.
to be the person that picks her up,
I'm-
And not all dads get to do that because I know not every dad can have, what I have as far as like with their schedule. But money isn't going to make us. I would move my family into a single wide trailer in Cottage Hills to be present and to be with them before I would do anything else.
Hell yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, I worked when I had a real job, because I haven't since 2011. But when I had a real job, that was always my stipulation. I'll come in. My favorite thing to do was to walk my kid to school or walk her to the bus stop. and then we would sing Frank Sinatra songs.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And then that kid knew every fucking word to almost every Frank Sinatra song there was.
Well, being a musician, you know, I've missed a lot of nights sometimes with my kids, you know, especially back in the day, you know, before I started doing the music I'm doing now and the format we're doing now. You know, I was playing 2-3 days a week sometimes, and I was missing those nights, you know, when you got a baby, you know.
Right.
My 11-year-old, good night is, you know, a few minutes in there, good night, you know, give her a kiss on the forehead, walk
Right.
away type deal. But your toddler, your baby, those are a little more involved, and just being there for those as much as I can. You know, those moments they're only little for about 4 or 5 years.
Oh, yeah.
And man, if you miss it, you miss it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you miss it. And
So
I'm trying to be present for those.
So during my divorce, the only thing I wanted in the whole divorce, not the house, fucking cars, nothing. I wanted every book that I read to my kid. Because
Oh, yeah.
every night I read a book.
Yeah.
You know, until she started reading to me.
We do a lot
So-
of singing.
Yeah, well, I'm not. Dude, I can barely read, so that's the best I
My
can do.
song to my youngest daughter is...
Not the Carter family.
Yeah.
Right.
We do George Strait, Across My Heart. That's my song to her, you know.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I got a couple of those. My daughter, whenever I was really in the throes of PTSD and shit after my military career, my daughter used to sing a couple songs to me when I was real fucked up. And I can listen to them now and
Yeah.
just fucking
Cry.
take me right
Cry.
fucking back.
I'm
Yeah,
glad I'm in
bro.
the
Yeah,
presence
it's
of-
cry, man.
It
When
is, yeah.
when I hear "Swinging on a Star" from Frank Sinatra, man, it's just like it takes me back to
over,
literally preschool, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm in the presence of men that are good dads and realize the importance. Because there's too many...
Now my kid comes out with a baseball bat, bro. I mean, she's a gangster.
Our dads,
so.
though, were that generation where they were just so hard.
They-
You know, and
well,
weren't
they weren't
present.
there.
Mom did everything.
They weren't there.
And they weren't there.
Yeah.
And I understand it was a different time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
No,
our
we talked about that
generation
here
is now
often.
is like, we're making that a priority because I think we're
'Cause-
realizing some of the ramifications.
Well, yeah,
Dads are
because
important.
we saw what we missed, right? And we knew the trouble we got into because we didn't have that guidance, right?
Yeah.
So I raised my kid on my own. So, I mean, that was, you know, the mother lived in St. Charles, so I got to raise that kid on my own. And it was absolutely the fucking coolest thing ever. I didn't feel like I missed anything at all, you know? So now my buddies all have, you know, they're my age, 45. They still have like 10, 11, 12-year-olds and shit, right? Well, now me and the kid go on a fucking float trip. Or her best friend,
Yeah.
my adopted daughter, basically, you know, she turns 21 tomorrow.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, hey,
You
we.
want to go take her Fast 80s, get her a T-shirt?
Well, I'm like, yo, let's go to Vegas, bro. You know, like, and she's like, well, I gotta work. You know, like, so you know, these kids, like, but the work ethic, they learn. Dude, I got pictures of them, 7 years old, both of them, fucking trimming hedges and shit. I'm like, you gotta fucking earn these pancakes, motherfucker. I ain't making pancakes for nothing. Get out there and fucking work. So, you know, it was one of those things where I love that I got to raise these two girls. You know, one's mine, one's not. You know, but
Bonus daughter.
yeah, it is a bonus daughter.
You
Like,
wind up loving your kids' friends. Like,
I
told
just
this-
love that one. The rest of them are skanks.
I tell that
but-
to all the parents. Like, I'm like, just to let you know, when your kid is at my house, your daughter is at my home. She's
Right.
my daughter. She's gonna be treated like that.
Dude.
She's gonna be protected like that. And like, we got her.
Dude, I'm gonna tell you how weird it
And
was.
we're
Like,
not the fun parent. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no.
not letting your kid do drugs and alcohol at 10, 11 years. Like, you know how
Yeah.
we all grew up with those parents. So their parents like, you can have a little bit.
So-
Like, no, it ain't happening.
yeah, no. So be a single guy raising a daughter, and then when she wants to have a sleepover, she probably had 2 sleepovers in her whole adolescence, right? Because parents,
That
it's
you're the
weird.
dad.
It's weird. I'm a fucking dude by myself, you know. And obviously, most of her friends are females, you know.
Yeah.
But as time went on, they're like, you know, whether I'm, you know, the moms are hitting on me or I'm fucking, you know, they figured out I'm not fucking trying to hit their, you know, hit on their fucking kids.
Sure.
Because I went to every single fucking thing. You want to play the recorder and sound like a cat being murdered? Cool, man. I'm going to sit there and watch and cheer you on, you know?
Yeah.
So, you know, that's been, so now it's like she's 21 and that she's the youngest, right? So I kind of just checked out. I was like, holy shit, I'm done. You know, that's the finish line, right? And so now we're moving into, she's got a boyfriend. It's kind of serious. Hey, do you want to meet this guy? And I'm like, oh, I'm pretty, you know, I'm out drinking. Let's not, you know, I might say something rude to the guy or something, whatever. So, you know, it's like, so now we have this, you know,
new
stage.
chapter, right?
Yeah,
New
this
chapter.
this
You're gonna
stage.
fall in love with a new version of her, and that's the coolest thing about being a parent.
What's cool is like her and I can go a week without talking, and then just like your boys, right? You can go 6 months without talking to a dude. I can go 6 months without talking to you, you know. And then whenever I do talk to you, it's like we didn't miss a day.
That's right.
And me and the kid are the same way. Like, you know, like she's I'm like, I'm like, where the fuck you been? She's like, working. Where you been? I'm like, working, you know? And I'm like, you want to get together and eat dinner? And she's like, yeah, let's fucking do that. And then we eat dinner, we play cards. So, you know, it's you know, we had to close a lot of chapters that were painful. You know, we closed reading books. We closed building Legos. You know, we probably haven't thrown cards in 2 months. You know, she works full time. She's got a life. I'm always busy.
You're her secondary family now.
What's that?
You're her secondary family now.
Yeah, I think so, but we're
She's
still
kind of growing into her boyfriend and kind of her own life.
And so she's definitely the most responsible person in my household, right? So like there's 3 of us that live in one house. So it's my uncle, myself, and my daughter. My uncle walks around with a headlamp fucking stealing zucchinis from himself. And me, and I just run wild all the fucking time. But that's really no different than what I was. It's just now I don't have to come home at night. Yeah. You know, like before I would come home, you know, to make sure everything's good or whatever, you know. And as long as, you know, as I never went out. That's the thing. Like I never went out. You know, so when I'm fucking 20, I got a child. So I'm, you know, I stayed home for 20 years. Now, see ya, man. I'm out. You know, like I would leave during the workday, fuck around then, but I was always home. Yeah. So now it's like, well, I don't have to be home. This kid doesn't have to. You know, she can feed herself. You know, be cool. She did the dishes. Fuck Emily, do the dishes.
Yeah,
so,
Emily.
Yeah.
This fucking kid.
Yeah. Few questions left.
Fire away.
We can stop or we can keep
Yeah, because that's 2 hours.
Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Or where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
I'd like to see my company at a certain level, and I don't ever like to share that like publicly with people, but I got a level in my head of where I want my company to be.
15 million.
Yeah, 15 million. I'll take it.
Okay.
We'll go with that. I would like to see me and Amanda, my girlfriend, baby mama, whatever you want to call it these days. I'd like to see her and I like just flourishing closer, you know, striving, you know, is a better relationship, and honestly, just musically wise, we're trying to put an album out, and there's just a lot of stuff with that I'll be able to share, hopefully by September. We just got some stuff in the works with recording and where we're recording it and who's recording it. It's like if I start dropping these names, you're like, how did this happen? It happened because, like he said, timing is such a big deal. Some of the guys in our band have just done some stuff musically, and we've laid some foundations. And those people have like reached out to us, and like we opened for Eli Young Band at Busch Stadium. It was across the street, but Busch Stadium's in the background. We just casually. You like how I snuck that in there?
Yeah.
But I mean, we were playing in front of thousands of people, but it wasn't 50,000 people.
Right.
We were at the stadium. We just weren't inside. So it's kind of like a middle school day.
Dude, I always throw money in that dude's fucking saxophone
That's
fucking
right. Yeah,
container.
we were doing that.
I opened for Wu-Tang Clan outside the venue
Oh
playing
yeah,
saxophone.
of course you did. But we've got some stuff going with that, and there's some things with that. I got a couple bucket lists. I want to play the Grand Ole Opry. That is, I don't know if it's in 5 years or 20 years.
Inside or outside though?
I want to play inside.
Okay.
I want to stand in the circle. I want to be on that stage.
I like that.
I walked away from music as like doing stuff as like a tour person. I was a drummer, so I kind of lost my chances of like writing some famous artist coattails as just a musician. But we're working on that. I will know within the next 2 weeks if we're going to Vegas for a week residency at a casino out there, where our EPK has been sent off. We're working on that. The cool thing about that is literally next month I have to submit something to Ariat. Ariat makes cowboy boots. Yeah. They make jeans. A big Western deal.
Isn't that a Walmart brand?
No, it's not. I wish it was.
It's not?
A lot cheaper.
Oh.
They're a
Farm and Home?
Tractor Supply.
Tractor Supply.
Rodeo guys.
Tractor Supply.
They make great jeans, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
But if we get this residency in Vegas, when I go to Ariat and have this meeting with them, of course that's going to be dropping. Like, hey, we're out here for the NFR, which is the National Finals Rodeos, which is a blast in Vegas. Vegas basically just gets taken over by cowboys, and for a whole week. I think it's 12 days. But those are a couple bucket list things I can do. But here's the deal: like we've all said, if that doesn't happen, I'm still going to play and make music. I'm just going to do it from my home. You know, a lot of people are like, why don't you go to Nashville? Well, I make more money in St. Louis than the people in Nashville do, and I'm home with my kids.
Yeah. Right.
You know, and for me, that's, you know, whatever I do in music, I will never be gone 200 days a year.
You know, the music industry will gobble you up if you're not careful.
And and here's the deal: if I were to move to Nashville right now, we were to try to promote our band. The first thing that they're going to say, any publishing company, any producer, anything, they're going to be like, "How many followers do you have on your social media?" If it's not 1 million, they won't even speak with you. So I don't care.
Isn't that sad?
How talented you are. But
Isn't
here's
that
the deal:
fucking sad?
if I've got 1 million followers, I don't need
You don't need them, no.
That's right.
So here's the deal: why would I let you take 80% of my revenue to play 40,000 people? I'll just go sell out of 15,000. And I'll keep 100% of it.
Yeah, or at least
So
not.
guess
or,
what? I still probably made more money, and I don't know about you playing in front. I want the Co Wetzel route, the Randy Rogers band. I don't know if you know these guys. The Tyler Childers route. They're not getting signed. Radio is dead.
Look at Zach Bryan.
Yeah, Zach Bryan.
Zach
Zach Bryan
Bryan's-
blew up because of TikTok.
TikTok and YouTube. Yep.
So I don't know
What-
about you guys.
what
When's
was
the
it?
last time that you turned on
what was a TikTok
a
song?
radio?
Never. I mean, at all.
Like you listen to either satellite radio,
Spotify.
podcast, or you stream, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Spotify, yeah.
Again, I don't need. If I have 1 million people following me, I don't need you.
No, we never really needed them. They
Right.
made it to where we needed them.
Well, they give you money. They'll, hey, we're going to front you $1 million. We're going to pay to record your album. We're going to do an 80.
Well, there was only one way to be heard back in the day.
Right. We're
Right.
going to do an 80-20 split.
Now there's not. Like
Right.
I'm trying to get my music on skateboard videos.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't
man.
want my shit on
So-
the radio. Fuck you. I
Bro,
want somebody skating in my
You want to
fucking
know where
song.
tons
Hey.
of money's being made?
Where?
If you stitch a TikTok with your song on it,
Right.
the amount of money coming from that is stupid.
Yeah.
So I have 50,000 followers on TikTok right now.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I haven't been on it in a year.
They're all from India, though.
They do.
bots?
No, they're definitely not bots, bro. They fucking
Dot
call me.
Indians or feather?
They call me on my phone. Dots. All dots. Dots, not bots. Sorry, that's just a great fucking. So anyway, I have a thing. You know, I have a following there, right? So put some of your music, do some cool skate shit, and then fucking let's post it up there. So the best part is if you
Maybe get Rex in on it.
yeah, for real.
That'd
you know?
be rad, dude. Put
Right.
some shit on Rex, man. That
Yeah.
boy's
So
fire.
put your music on Rex fucking doing some shit. I probably have the biggest. I remember whenever I first met Rex, we were at your first jiu-jitsu match or thing ever. He comes up and he goes, I saw your TikTok. You know, like he was,
Yeah.
dude. Now he's the fucking rock star,
he
right?
is,
But
he is.
back then it was the kids were the only ones on it. I was like probably the oldest motherfucker on TikTok fucking
Right.
3 years ago. You know,
Yeah.
so because I was just bored. It was fucking COVID. So
Sure.
I just, you know, but I have videos with millions and I have videos with hundreds. You know,
Yep.
so it's like I don't use it for anything. I can literally change the name to
Yeah,
"Don't
you-
Get Dead."
You could sell it, man. You gotta change it. sell
Yeah,
it,
I can
whatever.
change that fucker like that. I've already changed it a couple times just to
Right.
fucking because I'm bored.
Sure.
And then it's like I don't want to spend the time making these videos. I don't give
Right.
two fucks about TikTok.
No, I mean it's just really like what we were talking about is just like do what you want, push it to where you want. Don't worry about some other motherfucker profiting off of you.
Right.
And enjoy. And whatever comes from that will be what's supposed to come from
Yeah,
that.
yeah, dude. I probably log into TikTok once every 3 months
Right.
tops. I just seriously don't give a fuck, man.
Yeah.
Who, you know, because like it would just it cured my boredom.
Right.
You know, like I would take a shot of alcohol, light it on fire, light a cigar from it. Wow, fuck, 1 million views. You know, these kids never seen any of that. You know, they're 12. You know, they can't do that shit.
It's ridiculous.
Did I tell you about my I told you about my TikTok experience, right?
Yeah, what was your name? I like Lizzie's down in my throat or something.
Oh, it was when
Lizzie Gobbler.
Yeah, that's it, Lizzie
no,
Gobbler.
That's on Instagram.
Oh, that's on Instagram. My bad.
About Sailor, and like nobody liked her shit.
Oh yeah. And you created your own. Yeah.
Princess Glitter Sparkle.
Yeah,
Shit.
right. So, yeah, the chicken's good, bro. Yeah, shout out to Little Blue Farm. Every single farmer's market they pull out like a '50s blue Chevy truck and park it next to their
That
tent.
chicken shit is fire. I mean,
Yeah, the chicken.
steak was good too, but
Yeah.
Where do you grab these things?
It's a farm up in Peoria.
Oh,
So,
bam.
yeah, Adam Rupp, and then the farm's called Little Blue Farm.
Hey, Little Blue Farm, send these back down here, St.
Right,
Louis area.
right.
What is your spiciest opinion that most people would disagree with? I'm gonna get you canceled.
I think Taylor Swift's overrated.
No, that's
Everybody
fucking.
would agree
Hey, yeah,
with
come
All
on,
right.
bro. Come on.
That's
not even close to spicy.
I live with 3 women. I won't let my daughters watch her on TV.
Oh wow.
I'm a Swiftie, dude.
Are you?
Yeah.
I can see it. I
don't
can see
trust
it.
Nobody and
Totally
nobody.
see
Oh, here's
trusts me.
one. I think the Beatles are overrated.
I would.
Okay, non-musically.
Have you listened to them while eating mushrooms?
Ooh.
So
Changes things.
Can
fun
we?
fact, and
Can we?
This might even shock him.
It changes.
I have never done a drug a day in my life. I'm talking. I've never even smoked weed.
Have you taken a pill? You've never taken an ibuprofen or a
Well,
Tylenol?
I mean,
technically,
taking drugs.
that's
yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying. But you want
technically,
taking drugs.
So now, okay.
alcohol is a drug.
I know we're pressed for
Legally.
time, but the Beatles. I love the Beatles.
I love the Beatles.
Early stuff, poppy stuff, not a big. I mean, whatever.
Well,
But
I'm good
the
with that.
amount of sheer volume of music they put out
In a
the
short period of time.
was in the
Phenomenal.
In the dichotomy of the album.
I just don't think they're the greatest of all time.
Oh, no, no.
A lot of people put. I don't even think they're on the Mount Rushmore.
No, I don't think so.
I couldn't name 3 Beatles songs,
But I always get a lot of grief from that.
and I'm 45.
Do you have a spicy opinion?
All my opinions are
They
spicy.
are. That's why.
Who the fuck are you
I
talking
have
about?
other ones.
Everybody here's got spicy opinions, bro.
Yeah. I'm not trying to get canceled.
There's only
You're
two
odd.
genders.
I 100% agree with that.
What?
There's only two genders.
Yeah, there's definitely 2 genders.
You know,
What the fuck?
I 100% agree with that. So
God isn't outside of us. How's that? God is not outside of us. God is not something we need to be chasing.
God's only in the house on Henry Street.
Right, right.
Yeah, like Henry and 4th.
Right.
That's the only place to reach God.
Solar plexus, the brain, and the
No, I gotta-
and the breath of the
I gotta
Holy
give,
Trinity.
I gotta give him $40 every Sunday,
Right.
so he fucking listens to me.
Yeah.
Isn't that right?
Hova.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, come on, give me one, Chuck.
What?
Chuck doesn't have any
Give me a
opinions.
spicy.
Dude, Chuck's
spicy opinion.
life is
No.
spicy, bro.
No.
Do
He's
it.
like- he's like
Do
a
it.
ghost pepper.
Do it.
I'll pass.
He's not trying to get canceled either.
He's like a he's like a
He's building
scorpion
those custom
pepper.
cars out west. He ain't trying to lose that business.
Right.
Yeah.
Make them fancy door handles.
Right.
So, we always end with FMK. So, fuck, marry, kill.
Oh, right now?
Yeah.
No.
No, you're gonna get him. You're gonna get him.
Oh, like you're gonna pick
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So,
hold on.
I picked drummers for you.
All right. I don't want to do any drummers.
Well, that's the
Too
gig.
bad.
That's the
Yeah.
gig.
Too
Signed
bad.
up for it.
You forcing.
I'm forcing
Jeremy
Jeremy
ism.
on. Yeah, on you. Okay, so we got FMK. We got John Bonham,
Okay.
Travis Barker, and Dave Grohl.
Oh, I'm probably fucking John. I'm marrying Dave. Because Dave just seems like literally one of the coolest people on the planet to hang with. I feel like I could play Hank Williams Jr. or any type of music or genre, and Dave would just be a blast to be around. I'm killing Travis. And I'm taking his car collection.
Yeah, I don't.
And I'm going to maybe give his wife a once over.
Ooh.
Well, you can, because you're.
Because I'm white? Well, no, he's white.
'Cause you're married.
She likes the white ones. I'm not.
Yeah, she's.
Now we're getting spicy. Fuck Christ. Here we
Well,
go.
so it's true because she was.
She does like the white
Yeah,
ones.
she was one. She
with-
was married to the one guy,
Yeah.
the Lord, whatever his name.
Greatest joke I've ever heard. I don't remember who said it on the comedy roast, but Caitlyn Jenner was on it. Bruce Jenner, if you will. And they
He's
said,
dead named. You're canceled again.
said
Yes.
Caitlyn Jenner is proof that nobody in that house likes a white dick. Bruce, because Bruce was pretty much a right wing
You're not-
Republican, and he like was clapping. It was so funny.
That's
You're
a good
not.
one.
You're not canceled anymore because he's on the other side of it now.
It's
He's
so
not-
funny
I mean,
he's on
even though he went through that transition, he's not part of the.
He's
whole,
not a proponent of it.
He's not.
He's still
part
got
of
his-
the-
he's still
he's
got
not
his Bruce
part
and
of the
his
whole
Jenners, right?
huge push on
Okay,
all these
gotcha.
different.
Does he still have his
genders
Bruce and
all
his
these-
Jenners?
No,
Oh, he got rid of the Bruce.
I don't
and
think
the
so.
Jenners.
I think so.
I always thought he
No.
still had those.
Yeah. I don't know. You know what? You know how much I know about Bruce and Caitlyn Jenner? Everything I know, I learned from South Park. So
That's pretty.
all
good
I know
spots,
about it.
though.
There's a funny TikTok about
So-
Bruce. He's on a tee box.
buckle up.
And somebody says, Caitlin, what's the most thing you miss about being a guy? And the guy behind him goes, pissing in the woods on the golf course. And he's up there. He goes, "You guys being smart, funny, because he's a big woman.
You're talking about.
And he's hit from the women's team.
You're
so he's
talking
hella
about
golf.
the golf guys. They try
That
to
bust
they try
their
to break
balls?
them.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
funny.
yeah,
I was
yeah.
dying.
Dude,
But
those
he
guys are
handles it
hilarious.
so well.
Country
guys
Club
are the best.
adjacent.
Yeah.
Country Club adjacent.
Those guys are fucking great. I don't
They're
know how they got that
hilarious.
gig, but that's a fucking great.
Yeah, where were
like,
they on career day at high school?
Dude,
Right,
they
they're
are
hilarious.
they are
I want to know
fucking
where Guy
fantastic.
Fieri was at high school. How do you get that gig? You want to drive around and eat all this awesome food and then tell you how good it is?
You
And
gotta,
make-
you gotta
You want to hear something surprising
go
about
to
Guy
Flavor
Fieri?
Town.
his hair's not real.
He's got a really great cigar with his name on it.
No,
I believe that. He seems like he'd have.
He's got it. That cigar is.
I
good.
feel like his tequila would be good too.
I don't drink.
I don't
but
drink tequila, but I feel like he would have a good one.
I bought one of
I
his
don't know.
cigars in Kentucky, just like, haha. It's
What
a
are
Guy
they called?
Fieri cigar, knuckle sandwich, and they're really good.
He reminds me of a Sammy Hagar impersonator.
Yes,
When I go to Vegas,
and
his
it's disgusting
restaurant is
too, bro.
a stop for me. I usually try to do it at lunch. Her and I split his bacon mac and cheeseburger. If you ever in Vegas or any of his places, his bacon mac and cheeseburger is unreal.
You know what surprised me about him? So I mentioned it earlier, was that show Hot Ones. You know what Hot Ones is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Great show.
He was on there and he struggled. I figured he'd just breeze through that.
Yeah.
He didn't make it 3 of them before he was like,
Shut
fuck
up.
this, man.
The
He was
greatest
drinking
one of that
milk
is
and
still
stuff.
Gordon Ramsay because this.
Oh,
hearing
yeah.
hearing him curse is the greatest thing.
He's like, fuck you.
he was hilarious.
Yeah,
That's a great show.
He's like, these are fucking garbage wings.
absolutely.
Funny, man.
All right, so what's the name of your band?
So our band is Twisted Road. We are 90s 2000 country band.
You got social media?
We do.
Just throw it out there.
Twisted Road Music. Also a website, Twisted Road Music STL. You find us on all that stuff. If you like 90s 2000 country music, if you like twin fiddles, we have 2 fiddle players. If you like steel guitars, you like twangy bits from the lead guitar, we have 2 lead singers, hell of a drummer, phenomenal bass player, 4-part harmony. We will literally do anything. Huh?
You're more than prepared to play in Texas then.
One of the greatest music compliments I have ever had was last Thursday. We're playing the Madison County Fair, and it's hot as you can imagine.
Was that up in Highland?
It was up in Highland.
Yeah.
We go on break, and we had a message on our social media, and it was a lady that says, "You guys are amazing. I was born and raised in Texas, and I've been here for a while, and I haven't heard good music. You made me feel at home."
No, there
And
you
I
go.
was like,
Hell yeah.
because Texas people, if you want to be a professional musician and you're from Texas, you better do it the Texas way. Like, you don't go to Nashville from Texas. You play the rodeos, and you work it, and you earn it, and you grow your following from Texas out.
It's organic.
It's very organic. That's why you have the Cole Wetzels, the Parker McCollums, the Cody Johnsons.
Yeah.
You have the
Paul Wall.
George Straits. You
Paul
have
Wall.
those type of
Yeah.
people.
He's
Paul
still
Wall.
tipping, by the way.
Yeah, he is
Mike
still
Jones.
tipping. Mike
Mike
Jones.
Jones.
Mike
Right.
Jones.
Man,
Still
I feel like
tipping,
I'm gonna
man.
get Mike Jones on a country album. Just randomly, just yelling.
No, he's on country now.
Probably.
No. Wait, is it Paul Wall? Paul Wall's on a country song right
I'd
now.
imagine so.
No, and it's actually decent. Well, because that's what country is. Well, no offense,
Well,
but
so-
that's what country is now. Is just slower rap.
Here's
right?
from a traditional country music person.
Tractor rap.
Am I wrong?
We grew up. In
Am
an
I wrong?
era-
The pop stuff is.
Yeah,
we grew
right.
up in an era where, like, it was funny. My real dad, it was Led Zeppelin, it was Rolling Stones, it was that type of music. Go home with mom, it was, Merle Haggard, Hank Williams Jr., Ronnie Millsap, Kenny Rogers. You listen to country or rock. You didn't diversify. But we grew up in an era, we're all in our mid-40s here, where we listen to everything. So what's going to happen when you as a musician, you start to make music? My influences for me, like if I were to just take a genre, I'm influenced by Dr. Dre, by Snoop Dogg. Those are some of the best albums ever. I'm influenced by Zeppelin, by the Rolling Stones. I'm influenced by Kenny Rogers, Garth Brooks, George Strait.
Yeah.
So if I sit down to write a song, Guns N' Roses, I'm influenced by AC/DC. I'm starting to make a music.
Yep.
That's why modern country is kind of the way it is right now. And their lines are so blurred. There is really no pop. There really is no rock. There really is no rap. It's all kind of just, it's a version of pop, and it's got its little antennas from there. But it's because we all grew up listening. Our palates are much bigger than our parents.
Well, that's the greatest thing about music when you get a band, a collective
Yeah.
of musicians. Everybody's influence comes through.
Yeah.
We do a 90s country song by a band called Shenandoah called 2 Dozen Roses, if you've ever heard it.
Yeah.
Our guitar player on that song starts to do a solo to Sweet Child of Mine.
Nice.
Like he's doing a solo and he does a Sweet Child of Mine solo in the middle there, and people are in the audience going, we do a Tyler Childers song. And at the in the middle of it, before the bridge, we do "Call Me the Breeze" by Leonard Skinner. We just sneak it in there, and it's just like letting people know we got a song where we throw the Allman Brothers in there. It's just like, listen, we might be country, but we like this other shit. We're doing a show next year. We're hoping to get this booked. It's not really a crossroads. They're going to come up and do their music, and we're going to do ours. But the agreement is they have to play 2 country songs. Put your rock, put your emo rock, whatever spin on it. But we get to do 2 of your songs just to let you know we can. Yeah. So we're going to come up with our twin fiddles, and we're going to play a Blink-182 song or something like that.
Yeah, I'm trying to fit a banjo in on our stage every once in a
We
while.
got a banjo.
Yeah, I love banjo. Chris Shoemake.
I like
that fucking
music.
dude
Yeah.
Rip. Yeah.
I love music. I don't care. And in slow songs, fast songs, just play music. I'm in.
Yeah.
Sturgill Simpson, you like him?
Well, I used to love Sturgill. He got did a little too many drugs.
That's not.
He got a little too. His last couple of years, his albums have been a little like come on back down here, buddy. But he's phenomenal.
I still have Lindsey Sterling on top 5.
Is it?
Second with the that's probably one of his best.
Fucking
I
fantastic.
met him at the pageant, and the funniest thing about it, he was going through a band breakup, and my band guys, my bass player went down to Nashville to tour with a guy, my lead guitar player went to Nashville to tour with a guy, and my other lead guitar player went to L.A. And I'm backstage telling Sergio I'm in a revamping thing too. He's like, your guy from L.A. He goes, is his name John Spicer? I said, yeah. He goes, used to play the bluegrass circuit with him. He's a banjo player, right? I'm like, yeah. I stood there and talked to Sturgill. I was like, this is weird.
Yeah, that's
It's
cool.
cool though, man.
That's super
He's
cool.
so
Super fun.
Off Broadway is the best show ever. Have you ever been to Off Broadway in
Love that place.
Soulard?
Yeah.
Oh, such a badass.
Yeah.
I stood from me to you from him, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like an
that's
awe.
a great
And he had
fucking
played
venue.
Letterman like
Yeah.
a week.
I liked it
before.
better before they built the big stage.
Yeah.
Because it used to be a little like 6-inch
Oh, yeah.
platform.
Perfect.
And you're like face to face.
You could just smell the
yeah,
music
dude,
when you
yeah.
walk in.
It was good.
I got hammered drunk there one night, Drew, with Odom.
I'd like to.
Joe?
They had dollar draft peach wheat.
That sounds real Jeremy.
O'Fallon Weech.
I haven't
Yeah.
seen that dude in a long time.
Yeah, I had one of Steve Ewing's glizzies down my throat.
Yeah, Steve's got a good glizzies, dude.
Yeah, he's got nice glizzies, bro.
I heard they come with
Yeah, yeah,
He's still a
pla-
rock star.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
played Collinsville. And,
His
Wood River
glizzies
guys
come with
is
quite the
drummer.
urge.
yeah, his damn it,
Sorry.
fucking dad
Are
jokes.
we off air?
I, no,
dropping- oh.
no. Hey, thanks for watching episode number 88, I think.
88.
And
One thing, I've been
oh.
trying to get Tommy to come for at least 2 months,
Yeah.
right.
and we had some things, but I appreciate you coming.
Yeah, bro.
anytime.
Yeah, thanks for coming
Great to
through,
meet you.
man.
All this stuff. Nice to meet you.
Hurry up and get started on our new studio for us. And
People buy houses from me, and I can start on their studio.
yeah, fuck houses.
All we need is a barge.
Oh,
And a boat to push it.
And some gaps to fill.
we need a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
All right. Hopefully nobody's watching this late. Yeah, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, and see you.
Peace.